Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exilemagpie.
Hello.
Well, it was the Game Awards.
It was.
It was the Game Awards, and a lot of things. Okay, so first off, before we get started, at no point was I annoyed. At this year's Game Awards.
I know.
Like, I generally felt like everything sort of fit.
Yeah,
it didn't feel too long.
Yeah, the adverts that were in were actual gaming involvement, not shaving.
Yeah.
And they weren't fucking so clearly shoehorned in. Like, there's a place for them.
I'm sure there was a couple that weren't really gaming, but they were like 5-second ads.
Yeah.
They were quick, like little flash things.
Yeah, there was. We do have some gripes. Like, there were certain awards that I feel should have been in the main show and were on the pre-show.
Yeah, the pre-show, I think, was probably the worst thing about it all. Just because it was like, again, they rattled through awards like
yes.
they weren't anything,
and some of them I feel really should have been
best fighting game was one of the ones,
most inclusive,
I
think it was the one that
the best innovation,
bigger than games, or the one that's about like the actual subject material.
Yeah.
That was in it.
And those are all ones that should have been in the main show. Yeah, they should have been in
the main show.
Although it was nice that all the esport ones were in just the pre-show this time, instead of like the half of them and then. But yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It felt a lot more focused this time.
A lot more.
And a little bit more entertaining.
Deliberate.
Yeah, like it was deliberately being entertaining this time.
Yeah.
With like the Muppets being there, which just have those two back. If we're gonna have the Muppets every year, just keep bringing them.
Yeah, we just want those. They were amazing.
They were so funny.
Jeff probably didn't like it, but
maybe not. But oh my god, they just ripped into Jeff all night. It was fantastic.
It was glorious. I want those two every year. They were fantastic.
They were great.
It could be one of those monkey paws where you get them every year and it becomes old and stale, unfortunately. So I am kind of worried.
It is the Muppets.
It is the Muppets, and it's I always get the names wrong.
Walder and Standoff.
Yeah, those two.
Not Standoff.
The two old guys that heckle Gonzo and Fozzie.
Yeah,
they're great. They're fantastic, and they are perfect for the Game Awards because, let's all be honest, the Game Awards deserves heckling.
It takes itself a little bit too seriously sometimes.
And also, the jokes about CEOs and that needs to be repeated constantly to the CEOs. Constantly. I've seen a picture of
a lot of jabs at CEOs.
Yes, there was.
Well.
There was a lot of
jabs.
There was a lot of the speech by the head of Larian.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
The very fact that he literally just basically called out the entire industry of like, your bandwagon chasing, monetization to fucking hell and back is not how you make good games. Stop it. And he can. The thing is, and I know some people have said, well, he can only say that because he made Baldur's Gate 3. I've heard that argument. And I respond.
I mean, it's a pretty stupid argument.
I respond with, it doesn't matter. He still stood up and said it.
But the thing is, it's like, oh, well, he only said it because he made Baldur's Gate. What's that got to do with anything? So
yeah, but
that doesn't mean he's not right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he still stood up and said the thing, regardless. Yes, maybe the fact that he made him and his team made Baldur's Gate 3 gives it the credence that they will and should be taken to heart. It won't, because it's the AAA game industry. But it doesn't stop the fact that like he did stand up and said he could have just took the easy route and just been all like, games are all the usual spiel when you hear the build up to the announcement of the game of the year. But he didn't. He had a pedestal, and he decided to use it. And I wish we had more people like that in positions of power in the industry, because the industry would be in a much better place. Because as we've been keep saying, the industry is run by people who have no fucking clue about the market they're in.
Did you notice, because everybody stood up and applauded?
Yeah.
Did you notice it was the people in the back
Yeah,
it was the people on the front. No, they didn't.
The people in the back and the middle, were the ones that stood up first, and then out of shame, everyone else stood up. Like the guy.
Was that for him or was that for the other one?
The guy that made the spreadsheet to help people get jobs.
Yeah.
That was definitely one where everyone behind all the CEOs and that stood up, and then the CEOs and I had to stand up because otherwise they'd look pretty shitty.
I wonder if Phil Spencer stood up.
I don't know,
but let's be honest, that'd be very, very...
Speaking of Phil Spencer, I have seen a picture of him at the Game Awards, and he does not look happy, because you know a lot of that was direct. I mean, granted, it was directed at the Game Awards, the CEOs of the gaming industry as a whole, but Phil Spencer is one that is deserving of quite a literal broadside in regards to that sort of criticism.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy coming from that man.
Yeah.
Saying he cares X, Y, and Z, and then goes, "Oh yeah, we want to make great games with Japanese developers." Oh, you've made a great game, Japanese developers.
We're closing your studio now.
We're closing your studio down.
You know what? Now that you said, I know this has taken me so long to realise this.
Yeah.
Maybe you too, but Phil Spencer and Todd Howard are made for each other.
Yes.
No wonder Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Yes.
They're like, oh my god, these two people are fantastic. They just say things.
They're lying pieces of shit that don't actually give a crap.
They just say random things. That's all that happens. They don't do anything.
The only difference is Phil is more eloquent with his...
Yeah, and Todd actually knows how to make a game.
Yeah, Todd actually knows.
Whether or not that game is good is a different question. Yeah. But Todd actually knows how to make a game.
Todd has made a game.
Yeah.
There's Fallout 3, there was Oblivion and Skyrim, etc., etc. So, there is, Todd, even though we call him a lying piece of shit...
No, he is a lying piece of shit. No, he is a complete liar.
Even though we call him a lying piece of shit, which is, quite factual at times, he has had experience in the industry, sort of thing, in the whole building and shipping and making and selling a game.
Do you think Phil and Todd are they're kind of like the same? Because Todd's problem is he overcommits and he oversells. Right, if you've noticed.
Yes.
He way oversells.
Yes.
He oversold Fallout 76.
Yes.
He oversold Starfield.
Yes. Which he'll start to oversell
the next
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
I was about to say Elden Ring, and I was like,
I was going to say Skyrim too.
I mean, I'm surprised I haven't done that, but
right. So, do you reckon it's because they just get left on stage on their own, and so they just start saying things?
Possibly.
There's no one around them to go, "Don't say that," or
probably.
So, Todd, don't promise them that. 16 times the detail.
Who
are you talking to?
To be honest, we've said it before, but the people in the if they have a HR department, not HR, advertisement or
they'll have an advertisement.
The ones that not sell the product, but marketing. Yeah, the marketing department. Can you imagine the marketing department when Phil Spencer went, "Good games"? No, good games don't sell consoles. I would have if I was in a...
We're not going to turn the dial by making.
If I was in a leadership position of the marketing department, I would have literally been on. I wouldn't have even called him. I would have literally marched to his fucking head office, and midstream, I would have been like, "Where the fuck is he?"
The thing is,
gone into that stream and gone, "Phil, we need to talk."
The weird thing is I think where he was coming from, and I'm talking more now in hindsight, because I'm a little bit more rational than when I first heard it. Because when I first heard it, I was like,
"This is the dumbest thing you've ever."
Phil, this is the stupidest thing you've ever said. I mean, and it is still the stupidest thing I've ever heard him say, right? But I think where he was trying to come from is because they had been bodied so badly by PlayStation.
Yeah.
Right. I think what he was meaning is that
we're so far
behind that making a couple of good games isn't really going to do. It'll turn the knob a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah,
but
that's not how he said it, though.
But that's not how he said it. I think that's what he was trying to come across. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt now.
I generally think
he's he's not mean or malicious. I think he's just stupid. I think he's somebody who's in a position and he's just stupid. Because the things that comes out of Phil Spencer's mouth, you just look at him and you go, no.
Yeah, but the thing is though, right?
No way a logical person could say
I would agree with you if it wasn't for the fact that Tango Games was shut down.
This is my point. I think he's stupid.
Yeah, no, but like, being stupid is not the excuse, does not cover him from saying we want to make games with Japanese developers.
Yeah, that's true.
And then closing Tango Games, who had given them an actual
he
fucking
probably
hit
didn't
game.
even. This is the thing. This is what I mean. He probably didn't even know Tango Entertainment was Japanese. I think he's that dumb.
Oh, you thought it was a subsidiary of Tango the drink?
No, I think he thought, we bought Bethesda, so the American company, and Tango Entertainment are under the umbrella of Bethesda. They're clearly American.
So like the office being in fucking Japan wasn't a hint.
Well, Stephen, this is the same person that said we're not going to turn the dial by making good games.
That is very true. Anyway, shall we get to the actual awards?
Yes, we've bashed on specifically
Phil Spencer. I mean, he deserves it.
Sony deserve it. They've done some shit.
Yes, Sony deserve it. Like I say, the entirety of the AAA game industry, CEO and boardroom,
although to be
deserve
fair,
to be shown how much of a shithole they made.
To be fair to Sony, I do believe the $200 million loss on Concord is a big enough black eye. I don't really think I have to say anything about Sony. And just be like, Sony could just come out with anything right now, and I will literally just turn to Concord and point at it.
Yes.
Just be like, yeah, that.
You made this. You funded this for approximately over $200 million, and you expected this to be the future of gaming. So much so that you preemptively made the studio that was making the next level. See, so it's a second level or whatever, secret level series of like short stories. You made them make a Concord episode. Like, what the fuck?
Sony, you're so fucking dumb. I mean, you don't.
I mean, again, kudos, props to them. They realised how much of an absolute dumpster fire and failure
they rewarded. They
refunded everyone who bought the game, even everyone who bought it physically, which should be. But it is a 100% a show of lack of leadership and foresight.
Yeah.
Of the leadership. And judgment. So much so that if it was us, we'd be fired from our jobs.
Oh yeah, we'd be gone.
We'd be gone. This and again to bring it to like the state of the.
Well, I mean, if you think about
the world,
Firewalk's been closed.
Yeah, but like to the state of the world, yeah, no, but like the member of the Sony board that greenlit the amount of money going to that developer.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Someone who does not know someone who does not understand the market they're in.
My God,
I've been saying this for years now. I'm a broken fucking record.
Yeah, that's true. Right, shall we move on to let's talk about the Game Awards and the award winners first.
Yes. And
then we'll go around. We'll talk about the whole controversy thing, and we will talk about in case you haven't lived under a rock, the whole Astrobot thing. We will get there once we've done the awards. Right, so we're going to start off with most anticipated award, also known as the GTA 6 award.
Yes.
Because GTA 6 was obviously going to win this game.
Yes, because again, there wasn't Elden Ring and...
Yes. There wasn't Elden Ring, and unfortunately the rest of them just haven't got the same caliber as GTA.
Yeah.
They're just not the same caliber.
No matter, even if I have complaints about Grand Theft Auto and the fact that like the developers of Rockstar literally did the main story campaign, which was apparently good. I haven't played it, so I can't say it personally, but people enjoy it. And then basically went, yeah, we're going to stop all single player development and put everything into Grand Theft Auto Online, which is as abusive to
the
player base as fucking hell on earth. But anyway.
Best adaptation. This was between Arcane and Fallout the entire time, because Knuckles was I think it was a web series. It wasn't really a thingy. Yakuza, Like a Dragon Yakuza. I have not seen it, so I didn't really know. I don't know anything about it. And Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft shouldn't have even been in there, because that is a hot pile of garbage. But the Fallout one, which was the surprising one, I generally thought Arcane was going to win.
I thought Arcane was going to win. Now, I'm not complaining that Fallout one.
Fallout deserved to win it. It's really good. Apart from what's his name?
The one who ends up being in the
Brotherhood of Steel guy.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that like literally he doesn't need to be there at any point.
He is literally the dumbest character.
Oh yeah, he's the stupidest person to ever exist. But yeah, other than that, Fallout is really, really good.
Yeah. However, I would like to point out him becoming like one of the main leader roles in the Brotherhood of Steel kind of tracks with Fallout if you go off
with stupid people getting
into positions of power.
Yeah. That tracks with Fallout.
That does.
But yeah, I'm generally surprised Arcane didn't win it, because Arcane is so good. Unless the
pacing of the final few episodes.
The pacing is absolutely god awful.
Which you can easily say,
unless that's
Fallout's,
the reason why Fallout won.
Fallout's
pacing is really good.
Is a lot better.
Right. So, best multiplayer. This was between Call of Duty Black Ops.
No.
Helldivers 2. Super Mario Party Jamboree, which was never going to win it because
it's a test of friendship, not a multiplayer game.
Tekken 8 and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Helldivers 2 won.
Yeah.
And to be fair, up until the point where Sony kind of fucked the game over, yeah.
It wouldn't even have been an argument.
Yeah. If that had never happened with Sony, nobody would be looking at any of those other games as best multiplayer.
Yeah.
Helldivers was always going to be the one to win it.
And if you just go off the game and not the stuff that was forced on it, around it, it deserves it. It's the multiplayer. It is...
Me personally,
fantastic.
Space Marine.
Yes, I love Space Marine 2's multiplayer. It is fantastic. You get 3 guys or gals or multitudes of whichever into a group, and you all go full in on it. It is fantastic. It is glorious.
So moving on, best sports and racing. This was F1, EA Sports, NBA 2K, EA Sports FC, sorry. Top Spin, which is, I think, what you said was going to win.
I thought it was going to win.
And WWE 2K24, which I wanted to win.
I wanted WWE to win.
I really did not want EA Sports FC to win.
No, which it did. Because I don't know why. Because the thing is, right, F1, there's not much difference to previous. FIFA, again, it's just the same game with 1 or 2 extra animations put in. Same with same with every single EA Sports game. It's the problem we've had since at least the PS4 and probably the PS3, Xbox 360 era. Ever since they introduced Ultimate Team, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
The product is shit.
Yep. Whereas 2K24,
yeah, WWE 2K
actually really good game.
WWE 2K24 is actually really good. It is the things that, and we haven't played it for a while, the series for a while. I think the last one I played was
I want to say 20.
Yeah, it's either 20 or
it's
19.
the one with Seth Rollins on the front.
Yeah, it's the one with Seth Rollins on the front.
And it's when he was in the Best for Business with Triple H and all that sort of stuff.
The Authority.
Yeah, that's the one.
The Authority.
When he was wearing that sort of get-up.
2K24 has so many... I mean, there are things I like. I would wish they would put back in. For example, some of the wrestlers' older entrance musics, like Johnny Gargano's.
Yeah,
because Rebel Heart is...
But most likely that
there's a reason for that.
I understand.
Yeah, there may be a reason for that, but they've got some really... Like they've got the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker theme, the guitar one.
Yeah,
that just is so fucking good. And I'm like, oh, you've got this, but you don't have this. God damn it, come in.
Well, unfortunately, no.
But anyway,
the football game won.
Yeah, the football game won because of course.
What a surprise. Right, moving on to a more important award. Best sim and strategy. Now, any one of these games could have won, to be fair.
Yeah.
This was between Age of Mythology Retold, Frostpunk 2, Kitsune Gami, Path of the Goddess, Mana Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. I wanted Unicorn Overlord to win.
Yeah, because it was because of the style of.
It's because of the style. It's just like, yeah. For me, it was either Unicorn Overlord or Kitsune Gami, just because Kitsune Gami it's quite different compared to all the rest.
Yeah,
it's so it would have been nice just to see something that's a little bit out there to win something.
Yeah,
especially considering, unfortunately, nobody bought the game. But Frostpunk 2 won, which, to be fair, Frostpunk 2 is a well-deserved.
It is a phenomenal strategy sim city builder, and it does, like I said when we were talking about it when it was nominated. Frostpunk 2 does what Frostpunk 1 did when you first start playing it, and it beats you to the ground. It beats you like a dog. But it's not a carbon copy of it. They didn't just make Frostpunk 1 again and make it 2. They literally, it's now macro, more macro management than micro management, and it's so well done. And there's a lot of really cool things they've done, like the parliamentary system, the
it takes everything. It takes everything that's good about Frostpunk 1 and just turns it up a bit.
Yeah,
and makes it better.
Yeah,
so
and it still beats you like a dog.
It still beats the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Right. So moving on, best family game. This was between Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Which again is a test of friendship, not a family game.
The Legends of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom and the Plucky Squire. I was very happy that the Plucky Squire got nominated.
Yeah.
Because it's a very nice game.
It is.
It's not difficult in any sense of way, but it's very nice. Astrobot was always going to win this. This is in the game. Astrobot is the only one here that is in the Game of the Year category. So Astrobot had to win it.
And so it did.
We will talk about Astrobot when we get to the end. So, moving on.
Yeah, because Astrobot won more than one award.
Oh yeah, Astrobot pretty much. I think it won all the awards it was in a category for.
Yeah.
Right. So best fighting game.
Astrobot sweep is real.
Yeah. Best fighting game. This was Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, which it honestly really shouldn't have been there. Multiverses, which also shouldn't have been there, and Tekken 8.
Lo and behold, Tekken 8 won.
Tekken 8 won. This was always going to be between Tekken 8 and Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
as much as I love Grand Blue Fantasy and I really wanted that. I'm also not an idiot.
Yeah, and also I love the fact that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is back with the Fighting Collection. It was never going to come close. Like we've been saying for Tekken, especially when Tekken 7 and Tekken 8
the thing for Marvel vs. Capcom, I think it probably would have done better if it had, if there was a best remaster or best remake category.
Yes.
I mean, we are getting a lot of remakes and remasters now.
There should be a category.
So you can have a category if we're going to.
But Tekken 8, like we said when it was in the nominations, Tekken 8 especially, it makes every fight. I don't know how they've programmed it, how they've done it with the camera work and the music and everything, but it just, every fight feels friggin' epic.
Yeah, it feels like the final fight in a movie.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's like a one-sided stomping.
Yeah.
Or and when it's still an epic fight, and when you get two people really close, oh my god! And it's so smooth and so well put together as a fighting game. It's impressive and fantastic.
I'm just waiting for Armor King. Once Armor King comes in, then I'll start playing the game. But
yeah.
Until then, I'm just like, no.
I imagine I've got a feeling he'll be season 2.
Probably.
Because they've announced the last season one, the guest character.
Yeah.
Which we will talk to. We'll talk about.
We'll get to the reveals. Right. So, moving on. We had Best RPG. This is probably the category that I care about the most. Mm-hmm. This was between Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Fantastic, but shouldn't have been there. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We are still playing through it. It is fantastic. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Fantastic game. And Metaphor ReFantasio. Fantastic game. And I wanted Metaphor to win. because I love Atlas. I love most of the games that they do. And yeah, Metaphor Fantasio won. And yeah, it was deserved.
I've heard people describe it as, think Persona
without the school.
Without the school bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's...
If I'm honest, of what I've... Because I've started playing it now. Of what I've played, I would say it's a very good introduction into Persona. Like, it's a very good... If you've never played a Persona game,
yeah,
you can play Metaphor, right,
yeah,
quite easily. And then look at Persona. Everything you learn from Metaphor, you'll be able to take that into Persona. So if you've never played Persona and you've always thought, well, I'm not really sure about the whole social thing that you can do in there.
And it looks very complicated.
This does a very, very good sort of introduction into that, and not really having to think too much about it. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, Metaphor is fantastic. The music alone in this game, although it is just the normal battle music. The normal battle music makes you feel like you're going up against a boss. It's just so good, so good. Right, best action adventure. This was between Astrobots, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Obviously, Astrobot won this. Astrobot was the only one in there that
is up for Game of the Year.
The only thing that here's something that we can criticize this year for. Yeah. Right. We are getting now enough horror games that you can have a best horror game category. Yes. Like Silent Hill really. It is unfair to Silent Hill to put it in the best action adventure game. Yeah. Because it's not an action adventure game.
No, it's a horror game. It's a survival horror. It's a survival horror game.
Exactly. Like it's not fair on games that are not that genre for you to put them in a genre against games that are really good
and that genre.
in that genre. You know, it's just sort of like if we're going to talk best action adventure, right? Legend of Zelda is a better action adventure than Silent Hill.
Yeah, because again, Silent Hill's not an action adventure. It's a.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Horror. Silent Hill 2 is a better action adventure game than Star Wars Outlaws, but that's not the point.
That's not necessarily a high bar to get over.
But yeah, again, we'll talk about Astrobot when we get to the end. Astrobot won. It was going to again. It's the only one here that is actually voted for Game of the Year. So moving on. Now we have Best Action Game. Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer Space Marine 2. Black Myth Wukong was always going to win this, mainly because this is also the only game in this category that is for Best Game of the Year, but also because it's arguably the best action adventure game. I think there's only 2 games in there that I would say that's on par with it.
Space Marine 2.
Space Marine 2 and Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
And even then, I would personally say that it's Black Myth Wukong is a better action game. Yeah, sort of deal. Which is a bit weird because why do you have best action game and then best action adventure game?
I know,
that's a bit odd. That's weird. Anyway, so yeah, Black Myth Wukong won that award.
Deservedly so.
Deservedly so, yes. Best VR AR, right. So, I did not... I think I said I would like Metro to win this, but I can't use VR.
Yeah, so you can't...
I don't really have a voice in this one.
It was Arizona Sunshine.
Arizona Sunshine Remake. Yeah. Asgard's Wrath 2. Batman Arkham Shadow. Metal Hellsinger VR and Metro Awakening. Now, of what I've heard and what I've read, these are all good. Yeah. None of them are really bad. But Batman Arkham Shadow won it. By all accounts, it really deserved it. So I'm just going off what I've read and seen. I don't really have an opinion. Right, moving on. Best mobile game. This was always going to be Balatro because it's the only one in there. Yeah. But we will mention the nominees because it's really cool that they got nominated. AFK Journey got nominated, which is really cool. Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket got nominated.
Somehow.
I don't know how. Wuthering Waves got nominated, which I completely... You know, every time I see Wuthering Waves, I always forget it's a mobile game. Yeah. It's like same with Genshin now.
Yeah, Genshin's
I forget Genshin is a mobile game.
Yeah.
And also it's same with the Zenless Zero.
I don't know how people play those games on a mobile. You guys are...
It's like the new one, insane. The new one that's coming out, that Ananta.
Yeah.
the big one that the gacha community's going mental over.
Yeah.
That's a mobile game.
Yes.
How is your phone not going to explode? My phone is not going to be able to play that.
The thing is like I believe this the graphics or something. It's very toned down on the mobile version, so you don't get a lot of like in-depth detail or distance and all that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
But Balatro won this award. Again, it's the only one that's nominated for the Game of the Year, so it should. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it
is pretty good.
It is not my type of game because I'm not a card game person, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Everybody likes it.
It gets very addictive. I can see how people get very addictive with it. The number goes up ridiculously.
Best debut indie game. Now this one I think is really cool because the games getting nominated is just a nod to how good they are.
Yeah.
Animal Well. If you haven't played Animal Well, a lot of places have it for free at the moment. I think Game Pass has it for free. The PlayStation Plus catalog has it for free. I think Epic Games has it on there.
Yeah,
sort
for
of free thing. Yeah, a lot of your subscription services has. Try Animal Well out. It's generally really fun. Balatro is nominated. Manor Lords has been nominated. Manor Lords is fantastic. Pacific Drive. That's the only one that I don't really know anything about. I've not seen anybody play it or anything like that. But
I have. It is actually really good for what it is.
Okay. And the Plucky Squire. And the Plucky Squire is really nice and wholesome. But
I would like to point out also, Balatro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Balatro was made by
one dude. Yep. One dude.
One person made that game, and he didn't make it for all the pro. Actually, quite funny. Balatro has been given an 18 rating by Peggy.
Yeah, because
it's got gambling mechanics in it.
Yeah.
Right. And he tweeted out, going, "Am I really upset? Maybe I should put in loot
boxes,
loot boxes, monetization, and selling to kids, so that I can get the PG free, the 3+ that FIFA has."
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
He's got a point.
He has a point, because yes, it is using poker rules for your point scoring, but you're never gambling. It's not an actual gamble. You don't put, you're not actually putting money in, and in a sense there is a money mechanic in it, but it's very hard to explain Balatro. To be honest, it is like a deck building roguelike number maker that is basically just get as high as number as possible, and you have you have a target, and there are multipliers and all that depending on what cards that you get and what you do for those cards. But the only connection to actual gambling it has, is the poker mechanic, is the poker rules of like scoring.
Yeah.
And there's a big blind and a middle blind and a large blind, and that's just basically your small target, big target, medium target, and large target, which you have to beat to progress the game. And that's it. Like, and for that to be given an 18+ fucking rank, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Dragon Quest has a casino in it, for fuck's sake. You didn't give that 18+.
Dragon Quest has fighting rings.
Yes.
Where you bet on.
Yes. You don't have 18+ on that.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, because otherwise we're just going to get stuck. Best independent game was next. Animal Well.
Yeah, you've already said those.
Huh?
Yeah. You just didn't say who won it. It was Balatro.
No, hold on.
It was Balatro.
No, this is different. Yeah, that's the one I did.
Best debut. Oh, right. Was it the same games again?
No.
Oh, right, never mind.
There's a couple of other ones. Right, so Animal Well and Balatro are in there from everyone's debut. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Never, which is very, very beautiful. It's a very good game. And it will make you cry at the end. And
that's what those developers do.
UFO 50.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Balatro won this. It's nominated for Game of the Year, so it was gonna win that. Go play Never. Best community support. This probably could have gone to any of them. It doesn't really matter. But this was Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky.
There was only one winner in this.
Baldur's Gate 3 won just because of the amount of stuff that they keep adding into
but
the
also,
game.
like, their communications with the community is just
It's
top
really good.
fucking notch. Like, for example, there was a bug in the game that had the cat. There's a cat in a certain area. I can't remember the cat's name.
I think it's called Emperor. I think it's called Emperor or something.
Yeah, something like that. It's
and he has no hair.
The bug was that the hair didn't load, so he was a naked cat. And they fixed it, and the community went, "No, don't do that." And he went, "Okay, we'll take it out then." There we go. You've got your naked cat again.
You can actually switch it, I think now.
Yeah, I think they've actually you've got an option now to actually have him as a
hair or have hair.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
And that's just one example of all the community stuff is. A little shout out to oh god, what's the game called?
Was it in the?
No, it wasn't nominated for best community, and they basically went, "Oh, we're not. We're disappointed we weren't nominated, but we'll just show you everything we've done." It was the sheep cult thing.
Cult of the Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah,
Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, I love that game.
Shout out to them because I think they probably deserve to be
the add-on things that they bring in.
Yeah.
Every update is just really
I think
good.
they should have been there instead of Fortnite, if I'm honest.
Hold on, let's see.
I honestly think the 5 should have been, but I mean Baldur's Gate 3 would have won. That's simple. But it should have been Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy 14 because that the communications that they have is just still phenomenal. And why we think Yoshi P is a treasure and should always, no one should fire him ever, or even let him. Well, if he wants to leave, then be very, very. Give him whatever he wants.
Square Enix will be very worried if he wants to leave.
Yeah. And if it's over contract, just whatever he says say yes to it.
Yeah.
Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky, and Cult of the Lamb. That should have been the 5. I do not think Fortnite should have been there, personally. But anyway,
moving on. Best ongoing game was this was between Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. Mm-hmm. Helldivers 2 won this.
If you go off the stuff that they've added, and the way that the game campaign works is really, really good. It keeps the game fresh, and so it's deserved in my opinion.
Games for Impact.
Now, this is one of those that was in the pre-show, and we feel it should have been in the main game. Main show.
Closer the Distance, Indica, Never, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Senua Saga Hellblade 2, and Tales of Kanzara Zhao. And Never won this, and Never was gonna win this all the time.
I think it was potentially close, but I would not. After seeing other people, I haven't played Never, but I've seen other people play it, and I'm like, yeah, I understand why you got it.
Innovation in accessibility. This was between Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws. Now, I think I remember saying that the only game I didn't want to win was Star Wars Outlaws, and that's because they should not get should not get awards.
Oh yeah. So it wasn't Star Wars. It was the other Ubisoft.
It was the other Ubisoft game. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown won this, but in all honesty, if you actually look at the accessibility to the games, all of them are pretty good.
Yeah, and
all of them are really, really good.
Again, this was another one that was in the pre-show, and it should be in the main show. It should be one of those where you go through every single. It shouldn't even be one of those that you rattle off. It should literally be one that gets presented and given to the stage.
Best performance. This is for voice actors and actors and to play our characters. This was between Brianna White as Aerith. Hannah Tell is Life is Strange, and she is Alex. Is that
Yeah.
Alex? Humbly Gonzalez. I don't know the main character's name in Star Wars Outlaws.
That's fine.
That's fine. Luke Roberts, who is James Sunderland in Resident Evil.
Silent Hill 2.
I've done a faux pas. Silent Hill 2. And Melina Juergens, who is Senua in Senua's Sacrifice. Or Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
And Melina Juergens won this. I don't know how I feel about this one.
It's a very good performance.
It's a good performance, but I'm just like...
You said, like, it's no difference to her performance in the first one.
Yeah.
To which I pointed out, well, she won it for the first one as well.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, when she what I meant was, like, when she won it the first time, she was clearly the best one.
Yeah.
This time, like, I would honestly put Luke Roberts or Brianna White above.
Yeah, I thought Luke was going to win it.
Luke's like, James Sunderland is so fucking good.
He does such a good job as James Sunderland. Now, they're what, like you said, they were all very, very good performances, and we're talking like it could be basically down to personal preference in a sense of why one person got above another.
Yeah.
At that point, but
anyway, you know what?
Look, congrats to her. It was a very, very good performance. And
best audio design. This was between. I think this is the only one Astrobot didn't win that he was in.
Yeah, and Astrobot is a platformer, so.
So you had Astrobot, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2.
Now, Hellblade 2 won.
Hellblade 2 won.
The whole game is about its sound design, in a sense. In the bits where you are actually playing the game, the sound design
is my problem.
Yeah.
The bits... Oh, but in the bits you actually... Oh, what? All 20 minutes of it?
I know. That is the counter to it. It's like...
Whereas, like, you could turn around and go, well, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth's sound design is really good when it comes to the fighting. And the sound of the swords when you're hitting and stuff.
I mean,
Silent Hill 2 is a horror game. And horror games live and die on their sound.
I would have gone with Silent Hill 2. But I can understand... Again.
I feel like... I feel like Hellblade 2... And this could just be me, and I could just be looking a bit too much into it. And it might be because I don't really like Microsoft. But I feel like Hellblade 2 won its awards because the Game Awards needed to give something to Microsoft.
Possibly. And
Hellblade 2 is literally the only game of theirs that's nominated for anything.
True.
And I just generally think, like... Because, like, I'm sorry. Hellblade 2 is not a game. It's a movie. With bits where you walk into a wall. Or through a door. That's it.
Anyway, gripes aside, Senua Sacrifice.
Senua, it won 2 awards, which I'm very, like, just sort of like, really?
Well, best performance, you can't really blame the...
I'm not blaming the actor.
Voice actor.
No, I'm not blaming the actor.
No,
I'm saying I'm blaming the Game Awards.
Yeah. But
it's not the actor's fault for
the fact that their game isn't a game.
That they're in the game and that the Game Awards gave it the award.
Yeah,
like, it's not the actor's fault. What I'm saying is, it's just like, how can a game which is more cutscene than anything else, like it really takes a lot, right, to look at Metal Gear Solid 4 with all their cutscenes, right? And then to look at Hellblade 2 and be like, oh my god, Hellblade 2 is worse than Metal Gear 4 for its cutscenes.
Yes.
It's awful.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on. Hellblade 2 won the fucking award. Best score in music. This was always going to Final Fantasy.
We complained that Final Fantasy 16 was not even nominated last year. And that was a fucking crime. That
was a crime. But the Astrobot was nominated for this, so it didn't win that one out. So
again,
two
Astrobot's strength wasn't necessarily in its sound or music, because it's a platformer. That's not where it needs its strengths to be.
Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which won the award because obviously, Metaphor ReFantazio, which is really good soundtrack. Silent Hill 2, which is arguably it's up there with like the best soundtrack to a game ever.
Yeah,
it's one of those. It's in the conversation. And Stellar Blade, which is its music is really really good.
Yeah, the problem with Stellar Blade is it came out this year.
Yeah,
in competition with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, yeah. Metaphor, and Silent Hill.
I think if Final Fantasy wasn't in there, I think Metaphor probably would have won it.
Yeah.
But
and if not, then it would have been Silent Hill if not those two.
Yeah.
That was.
I think
it's one of those where like everything was really good.
I think the thing for Silent Hill 2, the thing that held it back from winning the awards other than the best action adventure, was probably that because it was a remake. It was stuff that's already been out.
Yeah.
Like the soundtrack to Silent Hill 2 is the exact same. It's just more clean, more pronounced, and all that sort of stuff. Best art direction. Bloody Astrobot didn't win this one either. Bloody hell, I am a liar.
Yeah, we said it was an
sweet, but it wasn't.
It's not. I mean, they did get a lot of awards though.
They did get a lot of awards. Okay, so best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree.
Black Myth is the one we said we think will get it.
Yeah, I was for Metaphor or Black Myth.
You said you want Metaphor, but you think Black Myth.
Yeah. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, and Metaphor ReFantazio won it, and I was very, very happy that it won it, and never got nomination, which is really good because never is a
beautiful if make you cry game.
Yes, it is very beautiful. Best narrative. These are all pretty much RPGs, apart from Silent Hill 2. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Metaphor won this.
Understandably.
To be honest with you, it was between those. It was between Final Fantasy, Like a Dragon, or Metaphor to win this. Just because one Silent Hill 2, with the way you play the game, can kind of determine how the story goes.
Yeah.
So, all that sort of stuff. And Hellblade 2 it's a fucking movie. So anyway, yeah, Metaphor won that, which is really good. Best game direction.
Now this was literally all the games that were up for the best game of the year.
It was the exact same.
The exact same 6.
So Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. Astrobot won this.
Yeah.
And I think this won this because what it has all over the other ones is the PlayStation controller.
The stuff you could do with a PlayStation controller.
It uses the PlayStation controller to its
max.
Like the stuff that you like. I didn't even know you could do some of this stuff.
Blow out candles. I
didn't know you could like the whole thing with the shaking and all that. I didn't know you could do that. Like what the hell?
It's almost as if there was a sequel to a tech demo.
Like you could move. Like there's one thing that's like a monkey on the back, and how you move its arms is by doing that. And I just, why is this not in more games?
That was literally in the tech demo.
Yeah, like why is this not in more games? But yeah, Astrobot won that
because unfortunately, the people who would actually innovate and use it probably don't have the budget unless they're part of Sony.
True.
And the rest of the AAA game industry that have the budget but think their gamers are dumbass people that can't do anything that hasn't already been taught to them for 5 previous games.
True. And then we got to Game of the Year. And this was, this was Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong,
Final Fantasy,
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. And Astrobot won this.
Much to the displeasure of the Xbox community.
Now. Well, no, it's not just
Xbox. Oh, no, it's not just... No. I just like poking the bear.
Yeah, true. Now, this revelation I would say this has probably been the worst reaction I've seen from the fandom. This is worse than the Spider-Man 2 from last year. This is some of the things like
the people claiming it's a Sony award. Sony bought them off, and I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
If that was the
Sony
case,
bought them off. Like, what?
If that was the case, it would have been an Astrobot sweep then.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And also, are you fucking kidding me? Are you are pissed off that Black Myth Wukong didn't win? That was the only one that was going to justifiably win. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, they are both really, really, really good games. But here's the thing. Everyone complaining about Astrobot are literally saying, we've not played Astrobot.
Yeah.
You can't complain about something you haven't played. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't call it a shit game if you haven't actually played it, because everyone has actually played the game.
I've seen a lot of arguments of like people, and this is a stupid argument. Like, to just put it out there. This is a really, really stupid argument that it shouldn't have won because it's a PlayStation exclusive, and so everybody can't play it.
Oh, these will be the same people that if Halo was up for a nomination, they go, oh, Halo should have won. Just because it's exclusive doesn't mean it shouldn't win. These are the same people.
So my question is okay.
You're all hypocrites.
But what happens if a PC game that's only on PC? What if that won it?
Yeah.
Would you be doing the same thing? Because I doubt it.
I mean, hell, Frostpunk.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, Frostpunk's not on console. At least I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
Frostpunk 2, sorry, just to clarify. Yeah, it's an absolute stupid argument.
The responses now to games getting the game of the year and people getting irate over it.
It's because it's rage bait.
It's beginning.
That's all it is. It's all it is. They don't even give a shit. This is the thing, right? I guarantee you, the vast majority of people that are going pitchforks and that to Astrobot winning don't even give a shit. They just know if they do that, they will get responses and rage. It's rage baiting. That's all it is. And they're making money off it because Twitter is a piece of shit.
And it's just so fucking stupid.
It is.
Like, you generally do make the Spider-Man fanboys of last year look sane. Some of these people.
Yes.
Like, I think the problem is a lot of them are just like, oh, because Astrobot looks like a kiddie game.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, but it's just a kiddie game. There's no way that could win.
It's just a kiddie's game. Last time I checked, Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 were kiddie games. Kiddie looking.
It's not
Spyro.
It's not even that.
You don't hear. But I'm saying is you don't hear people complaining about how it looks like a kiddie's game.
I know. Well, what I'm saying is like, what was I saying? Oh, it looks like a kiddie game.
Yeah.
It looks like a kiddie game, and okay, and
so
have you played it? Like, there are levels in Astrobot. Like I've platinumed Astrobot, so I'm allowed to say this. There are levels in that game that can literally go fuck itself.
It is actually Crash Bandicoot 1 level.
Oh my god, some of those levels are so fucking annoying. Oh, especially the last one, the Golden Tower. Oh my god.
That can just.
And if you've done it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is horrible. It is a horrible level. Where you only get one life. They have no checkpoints or anything like that, and it is there's no stopping either. Like, if you stop, you die.
Oh, lovely
sort of thing. It's remember the speed running Crash Bandicoot levels?
Yeah.
It's
to get the crystals and that.
Yeah.
So you had to beat the level in a certain time frame. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
Oh, great.
It's that, and not die.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Yeah, it's that. And there are levels specifically like that.
Oh dear God!
And they are not fun. They are rage.
They are not
inducing.
Yes, is Astrobot a cutesy design and a cutesy aesthetic? Yes, because it's a mascot platformer.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Also, it is
like I said, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. No one complained about Ratchet and Clank cracking Rift Apart about its aesthetic. Yeah, it's a sci-fi setting, but you can't tell me they don't look
that's
at
that's not aimed at kids.
Ratchet's design is not instantly able to be turned into a plushie. Yeah. You can't tell me that because that's a basic fact.
It's just yeah. I mean, we said when all the games deserve to win it.
Yeah.
Like the thing that was up against for Wukong was one, the media around it when it was released was not very good.
I didn't say we think Wukong.
I personally thought Wukong should win just because of like if you look around the game and like everything about it when it comes to like it's the studio's first game. A lot of the people who've worked on it. This is actually their first game.
Yeah.
They're coming out of China. All this other stuff, as well as like the media dogpiling on it.
Yeah.
Like, and yet for it to get at least nominated is really good. And I personally think if we look outside of the game, yes, Black Myth Wukong should win.
Yes.
And if we look outside of the game, but if we are just going to look at the game and nothing else.
It's not perfect. No, none of them are perfect.
Oh no! I'm not saying that it's perfect. What I'm saying is that if we're going to look at the game on its own, we're not going to look at all the things surrounding it. We're not going to look at the hype. We are going to look at the game as a game.
Yeah.
I would now that I think about it.
Yeah, now we've had more time since we did the nominations and all that. And also, you
think Astrobot is the winner.
Yeah, you've played both games, haven't you?
Yeah.
Since then.
Yeah.
I just want to put it out this way. Astrobot is by far the best platformer that has come out on any platform any point. Best 3D platformer
in a long time.
For a while. And it beats... To put it this way, I think it's better than Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
It is genuinely the best 3D platformer we've had in a long while. That's not saying the 3D platformers before are rubbish. That's just how good Astrobot is. It is easily the best platformer that has come out in a long time for how good it is. And for all well and great and fantastic Wukong is Wukong the best Souls game that has come out in the last few years? And the answer, unfortunately, is no, because that's Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't mean it's not a good game. It doesn't mean that it's not a great game. It's just the fact that, like...
I think people are more looking at, like, the things around Black Myth Wukong.
I think I think it's, again, this whole thing of, like, we identify with this game, so therefore it must be...
Yeah.
I mean, we have to have our judgment... justified and all this sort of stuff. But again, like I say, I think the vast majority of people that are going on about fucking rage baiting, I don't think they've played either of the games.
No, of course not.
I don't think they've played either game. I think they're just there to rage bait, and they don't actually give a shit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I do mean that of the vast majority of people that are stirring this shit pot, because there is the other end of what happened at the...
Yes, which we will get into in a moment. We're going to go through... What we are going to do now is go through the reveals.
Yes.
That we saw.
Yes, we're going to go through the reveals.
Right, so just in case, because sometimes we can't read our handwriting.
I've actually been a little bit better this time.
Just in case. Just in case we're like, I can't remember what that is.
I think... the thing is, usually we'll have watched it and then like 2 weeks later talk about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we had the pre-show. On the pre-show, we've got a first reveal for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which was a 2D action game.
Yeah, from the makers of...
Very Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, this is going to be from the makers of Blasphemous.
Yeah.
As well.
The art style looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does actually.
We are not Ryu Hayabusa with someone else, but we're basically doing ninja stuff and killing demons.
Yeah.
In a 2D platforming way. So definitely once again. Following that was One Move Away.
Yeah, which
was it.
It's basically Tetris in a car.
Yeah, anyone who's ever moved house and has not been able to afford like the best moving people, and have had to do it themselves, will know what this is like. You somehow have to figure out how to put everything into your car or vehicle that you have to move all your shit from your house to your new house. It looks good. I get very vibes of Unpacking.
Yes.
I think the way it's going to do its storytelling, in the sense that you'll be seeing the stuff that you're packing away, and you get to see the story through it. From that, we had a game I'm really looking forward to, Slay the Spire 2. It's
got a necromancer.
It's got a necromancer, so you might...
I might actually play the game.
You might actually play the game. It's more Slay the Spire, and I'm like, yes, give me that. Give me that now. We had... I think it's new content for Dave the Diver.
Yes.
Into the Jungle.
It is.
And
it is a DLC.
It is a DLC. So my question is, it's going to be rivers. How deep are those rivers? Because that's the whole point of Dave the Diver. But yeah, more Dave the Diver. I like to see that game do well, because the game is really, really fun. And it's really well made. Following that was Thick as Thieves, which was clearly a pre-rendered game, but it seems to be like a first-person 1v1v1v1 or like multiplayer.
I think it's like a
heist game.
It's like a heist race game. It's like first person to get the thing.
Yeah, it's basically like they've got different classes that can do different things, and you've got a task of like stealing something, and whoever steals it wins, sort of thing.
Yeah, by the looks of it.
By the looks of it.
That's probably like the basic.
Yeah, but again, it was like a first reveal trailer, clearly pre-rendered as well. And so we think it's going to be first player because of the way they showed the camera through.
It is probably going to be first person, because I can see a lot of like Dying Light and Mirror's Edge sort of running in there.
There was a lot of like parkour type stuff going on.
So I reckon it's going to be first person.
Yeah. So following that was, believe it or not, Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Shadow Lambert. I granted, if it wasn't for the yellow Pac-Man behind the character,
the thing,
I would not have claimed this was
is the secret level.
Yes, it's
episode of
Pac-Man, which to quote some people, was probably made by someone in a fever dream,
probably
having a very, very bad trip from LSD. Following that was Steel Paws,
which is a mobile game made by Yu Suzuki.
It was very Digimon looking.
It was
very Digimon looking. So we're thinking like it's probably a monster catcher type game potentially. But again, first reveal, don't know real details.
Well, all we know is that there's a tower in there, and by the looks of things, you've got to go up this tower.
Yeah. We then had Tales from the Shire, which, if you said it as a concept, you'd probably be laughed out of the room. But it's basically you are being a hobbit and living as a hobbit.
Yeah, they showed off more of Tales of the Shire.
The Shire. They actually showed gameplay of like
what you
do, and it's basically Animal Crossing Hobbit version. And I'm like, yeah, I can get down with that.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want to live as a hobbit?
It depends.
It depends on when.
Yeah, it depends on when.
Depends on when. I mean, before the whole shit with the ring kicks off.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Then there was, I think it's Starcraft. Here we go. Now I'm like, what the hell was?
I think is that not Steelcraft?
Might be Steelcraft.
I think that was like a little advert, because that's not on here.
It might have been an advert for something that was already out or something.
Yeah.
Then following that, now this is VTuber bait. I know this for certain. This is VTuber bait. Midnight Murder Club.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It sounds fucking hell. It sounds fun as hell. Basically, teams of two with a torchlight and a gun, and the ability to put down traps in pitch black rooms, running around trying to find each other and shoot each other.
I do like that idea, though.
That idea
sounds
fucking amazing. It is pure streamer material because you can just imagine. And let's be honest, it is clear VTuber bait because you know they're going to be playing this, and you know the scenarios that's going to happen, and it's going to be hilarious and good content. But it also looks like it would be fun to have like 8 of you and 7 other friends just randomly running around, all in team chat to each other, figuring out who, where, what, where, why.
Yes.
Like,
let's do this.
In pitch black, and I know like people are saying pitch black, but you couldn't see anything. You get a torch. I mean, granted, that's the only thing you see with what the torches are showing, but it's a very cool concept and can be if done right, work very, very well. So that's one definitely I want to keep my eye on. Following that was Kyoa.
Yeah, that's the one that looks like
very it looks like Terraria, but more like detailed pixels.
Yeah,
much more detailed pixels.
It's going to have an 8-player co-op.
It looks like Terraria, and Terraria was fun. Following that was Rematch,
which is a football game from the makers of Sifu.
Yeah, which is weird, but it basically, think Rocket League without the cars.
And 5-a-side football.
And that's pretty much what we get the gist of. It could be good. I mean, who would have thought Rocket League would have the following it has now? But anyway. And then the last one for the pre-show was Solasta 2.
Yes. It's a very Baldur's Gate type game.
Very Baldur's Gate RPG.
The first one did really, really well.
Yeah.
So with Baldur's Gate doing what it did, I can see this doing quite well. I can see people picking this one up.
We're on to the main show. So, we kicked off big.
Oh, yeah.
CD Projekt Red came in, dropped the mic, went, here's The Witcher 4.
Yeah.
Left.
Really good.
A really good trailer. And I'm going to say this right now. As a person that has not played The Witcher series, I could instantly tell just watching people play Witcher 3 that the main character of The Witcher 4 was going to be fucking Ciri. Yes. So all of you fucking assholes kicking off about it being a woman, go weird. Fuck yourselves. Get yourselves out of the fucking gaming sphere because you don't play fucking games.
This is another one of those weird ones because it's just like even if you like all you got to do is just play Witcher 3.
Yeah.
And like you can easily tell Ciri is going to be the one that takes the story is very clearly pointing in that direction. It's not like it's
out of the blue.
Coming out of the blue. Like if you,
we're not talking about Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, well, it's just like, well, who the fuck is this?
Like, also, like from the stuff I've seen and read and all that with Witcher 3, it is clearly obvious that Geralt is getting to the end of like his like.
The actual only thing I want is like one. I want Geralt in The Witcher 4. I don't have to be him.
You want him there,
and I don't want him to be like a joke.
Yeah,
that's all I want. Geralt is still Geralt.
Yeah,
even if he takes up the reins of like he looks after the hideout.
I know, but I'm like, the feeling I got with The Witcher 3, especially like the later stages, is Geralt is literally like he's mentally just like, I'm done with dealing with all this shit. I don't. Someone else can deal with this crap from the humans now.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm fed up with this crap. It always happens. No one fucking listens to me. No one, they always go back to doing the bullshit that caused this shit in the first place. Like, there's no fucking point. It can be someone else's fucking problem. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And like you say, the game clearly points that if Geralt is going to like hang up the sword sort of thing and do something else, become more of a mentor role in a sense, it would be Ciri that would take over the reign. Like the sword would be passed to her. So again, like I say, the people complaining, go fuck yourselves. And there's people that are saying, "Oh, Ciri's not hot. Why is she ugly?" I'm like, are you fucking insane?
Oh no, it's not just that.
Are you insane?
When they're like that, I was like, even okay, but like she's fully like decked up in armor.
I know, but again, the point is like, what fucking mannequin are you thinking all women should be?
Yes.
It's just ridiculous. It's like telling me you haven't played the fucking game without telling me haven't played the game.
I know.
It's just you all need to literally grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
There are more important things than your fucking down there raging. Fucking hell, idiots. Anyway, Witcher 4 looks amazing.
Well,
from
the pre-rendered trailer.
From the pre-rendered trailer. What I mean is that it's still going to do the whole thing of like, yeah, the humans are fucking idiots. Yeah, they're the reason, and are probably the reason why half this shit is going to fucking hell. That's what I mean. It's like the themes of The Witcher are still there. And
yeah, it's going to be The Witcher.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why like it looks cool and it looks amazing. Then out of fucking nowhere, FromSoft decide, do you know what we want you to do? We want you to have a multiplayer boss rush game. How about that? Elden Ring Night Rain, or Night Ray, or whatever it's called, which we saw a certain someone, a certain nameless king, and went, yes, we are getting this game and we are killing him.
I've got beef. I've got beef, and I'm bringing
Anyone who has seen our playthrough of Dark Souls 3 will understand the beef that is between Mr. Maxwell and the Nameless King.
Oh yeah. No more. I'm killing him. I'm going in. I don't even care. Like, he can kill me 100 times again.
You're taking his head.
You know Bale? You know the guy that just shouts Bale in the shadow of the Earth Tree? That's me with the Nameless King. I'm fucking coming for you. It doesn't matter how many times you kill me, bitch.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah. No, it's gone again. Damn it.
I do wonder because like this has been said is like you're not going to be able to like build your own thing. Classes are already going to be set up.
Yeah.
And you pick a class. So I generally do wonder like, are we going to be able to level up? Is this going to be more like
Monster Hunter?
Like a Monster Hunter sort of thing?
I think it's going to be more of a Monster Hunter where it's Dark Souls mechanics, but you've got set classes with like their weapons, and it's going to be like we expect you to go into this as a group of people.
Yeah,
the bosses are going to be skilled and designed, or like layered in a way that it is for a group to tackle.
Yeah.
I do wonder if the Nameless King is the only boss from a previous game they're going in there.
I don't think it will.
I doubt it. I think they're going to bring some others in.
I think they put the Nameless King in as it's basically showing everybody this is what you're going to get, but they're not going to show any of the other bosses.
Yeah.
Like, which does make me think,
Ornstein and
am I going to end up fighting Koss again?
Oh God! Oh my God! Can you imagine if they do have Koss in there? They have Koss with Elden Ring mechanics.
Oh no!
Oh my word! That is going to be pain. I mean, the thing is, though, it does seem like it's more. You can have more than 2 people, though. It seems like you can have a group of 4, and it's not a PvE.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have invasions.
Can you imagine how like? Do you remember how bad Koss was?
Yes. I do.
It's traumatized me. Like, yes. I don't hate Koss. I'm just like, please never let me see him again.
Yeah. Do not throw me against anyone like him ever again.
Like, please no. Like, could you imagine if he shows up? We're all fucked.
Yeah.
Everyone's fucked.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Let's go off. What boss would you like to see that hasn't been in? And it's not an Elden Ring boss. So like one of the
from the other games. Ooh. I'd like some Demon Soul bosses. Like soup them up a little bit.
Yeah. The Tower Knight.
The Tower Knight it's really fucking cool. Imagine 4 people going up against that. Yeah. Soup him up a little bit, make him a little bit more buffier and all that sort of stuff. Because that fight's really fun. Maybe speed him up a little bit.
That fight is fun. I would only say speed him up if the game is designed around having multiple people fight him.
Yeah.
So that he's a little bit you can't just wail on him.
Yeah.
I would like Ornstein and
Smoke.
I would like that
That'd be
fight
cool.
there. That fight would be fucking fire. With the whole thing of like, depending on which one you kill, depends on how the other one gets boosted.
Slave Knight Gale.
Oh yes,
Slave Knight Gale. That would be a fun one.
The last boss of every DLC apart from Cos.
Apart from Cos. Not Cos. Please don't give me Cos.
I would rather have the Moon Spirit or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I'd rather have the Moon Spirit. I would rather have the Moon Spirit than fucking Cos.
I'm trying to think. There's
quite a few. The thing is, if they do this right, they could keep this game going for a while with just DLC.
Yeah, with just new bosses.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What else could we have? See, there's some that I remember, and I'm like, but I don't think that would actually work in a 4-player. The Dark Souls 3, the fire. You know the one where you fight one and then others start resurrecting and start fighting you, and
the Abyss.
The Abyss Watchers.
The Abyss Watchers. That's the one.
The Abyss Watchers fight.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, you start off with 4v1 and then all of a sudden it's 4v4.
Yeah, and then it's 4v...
and then 4v1... Yeah, 4v8, and then 4v1 really fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, anyway. Yeah, we could talk all night for the Elden Ring one, but... Yeah, like, I did not see this coming. I'm not complaining.
I'm interested in, like, what we're going to fight. But the other thing is, I'm quite interested in what their classes are going to be.
I think they're going to be...
Because we saw some really... Like, we saw that guy with the spear that was, like, flying around.
Yeah.
That was clearly a player character.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff. So I'm quite interested in, like,
I think
what
they're going to expand on, like, the starting classes you can have in, like, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But, like, probably expand a bit and buff them all up.
Yeah.
Maybe. But that's what I think. But it's up in the air what they're doing. Honestly, I didn't expect this from FromSoft.
It's just something to look forward to. Isn't it?
Yeah. Following that, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to PC announcement, which was inevitably coming. Because I'm still of the opinion that they should not have just released it on PS5. It should have been on PC as well.
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is.
But you know. Following that, Indiana Jones announcement coming. The confirmation and a date of it coming to PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it was like March something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
It's funny as hell seeing Xbox fanboys, seeing Microsoft companies at the end of their trailer have coming to PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
The copium is fan-fucking-tastic. Now, don't get me wrong. I class myself as a Sony fanboy, but even I will call out Sony's bullshit. But it is fucking hilarious for the people that keep going on about Xbox, and you guys are never getting another console. You're not.
No,
you're not getting another console. You just have to look at their adverts now. According to Microsoft,
your TV's an Xbox.
TV's an Xbox. So why would they make a new console? Anyway, after that was Catly, which is a cat game about making houses and stuff for cats and designing your own cat with like very different colour schemes and all that. Very weird.
Mm-hmm.
That could be interesting, especially if you like cats. Following that, we have Path of Exile.
Yes.
Path of Exile is currently in early access. And according to the people that played it, it is phenomenally good.
Yes.
I love watching people who have never played the first game and they open up the skill tree for the first time and they go, what the fuck am I seeing?
Yeah.
There's a clip of Mori Calliope and it's fantastic how she looks at it with awe and then she goes, there's a bottom half? What the hell? This isn't a skill tree, this is a skill universe. It's great. But that is literally the reaction of most people who have never done anything to do with their Path of Exile.
The Path of Exile thing, what I see when I see the tree, the skill tree, is like, it's the same reaction. Do you remember when you played Final Fantasy X for the first time?
Oh, and you saw the...
And you did the wall. And then you realised, wait...
They're all going into each other's.
Why are they all going into each other's? Wait, can I just give everybody everything?
Yes.
It's that weird, it's that thing in your mind where it just stops and you go, no, they didn't do this.
They didn't do this. But they did.
But they did, yeah. They've done this.
They did.
There's just so much.
There is so much.
The amount of builds you can have now on Path of Exile 2, the amount of different builds is...
Already.
It's just silly.
And it's on early access. It's not even the full release. That skill tree is probably going to be expanded on.
Yep.
If you think it's insane now, boy, wait till you see it about 2 years down the line. Anyway, following that, we had the very clearly alpha footage of the game from the person that made
Project Robot,
which is the guy from the guy who gave us Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian, which were all very highly ambitious for its time, gorgeous looking.
Those are the games. Those are the games that I've always said that they're not games. They are art.
Yeah,
that is what they are.
Shadow of the Colossus is the prime example of a game that is made for a console not powerful enough to run it because it was made for PS2, and the PS2 tried. It tried. It really tried.
You got to give the PS2 credit.
It tried.
It tried.
It tried its damnedest to play that as best.
Yeah, this was really weird. Not really much to say about it because all it really was like
climbing a robot.
We know it's sci-fi, or at least some sort of sci-fi.
It's some sort of mech-based game,
possibly.
Because the guy climbed something a la the Shadow of the Colossus, and then got on top of what was clearly a head.
Yeah.
And then
detached
the head from the body. Like a mech, like you see in is it Transformer Headhunters?
Something like that.
Yeah, like think.
It was very
Power
weird.
Rangers.
It was very weird, but yeah, it looked nice.
It looked well. The thing is, it was very dark and grey, and I'm like, okay, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing, but we don't know.
The thing is, though, they have pedigree. Yeah. In regards to the games that they've come out with, so it's something to look forward to. But obviously, it is clearly too early to have an impression of what the actual game is, let alone whether we'd enjoy it or not. Following that, we had Civ 7 with release date and confirmed crossplay. Yep. So those of you who don't have a PC able to running it, you can get the console version and play with your PC friends, which is great. Fantastic. I will be doing that, if possible. February 11th. So, I know what I'm doing February 11th.
Yes.
Following that, we had the announcement of The Outer Worlds 2.
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
And also, it's not an Xbox exclusive.
It is not. No, it's going to PS5.
Coming to PS5.
No word on whether it's going to be like Indiana Jones, where it comes out on Xbox first for a little bit, and then it's coming out on PlayStation.
That's the thing I think they will do. But the problem is I guarantee you.
The thing is, this time they've said it's coming to PS5 off
the bat,
like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Unlike with Indiana Jones.
The thing I'm going to make is guarantee you they're going to say this is going to be on Game Pass day one. Day one on Game Pass. So you've just literally screwed all your sales you would have gotten from day one on that. Yeah. Congratulations. Well done. Well done, Phil Spencer. You played yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Following that was Split Fiction.
Which is the one by the guy that did It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. He was
fantastic again. I love him. Every time he's at the Game Awards, he's fantastic.
He's fantastic.
This looks really cool.
It does. It's like a... I want to say kiddies horror, but just in the style.
It's like fantasy and sci. Basically, it's two different genres sort of mashed together because of what's going on in the story. and you have to work to get out of
the
predicament that you're in. You've got to play through the game.
Think how you can see both worlds, but only one person can interact with one world, and the other person can interact with the other world. And no.
They're both in it.
Oh yeah,
that
Split Fiction is not the game I'm thinking it is. Split Fiction is it's the one where the two people are sucked into a game.
They've been thrown into a story. Yeah.
I'm thinking of another game that is further on down. I think.
But yeah, it looks pretty cool. The guy's got pedigree now with the games that he's come out with before. So
I know the one I got it mixed up with. Split Fiction. I mean, like I said, he deserves a little bit of leeway in regards to.
If I'm honest, I think if you enjoyed A Way Out, if you enjoyed It Takes Two, you're probably gonna like this.
I mean, they showed off some of like the different levels. There's a one where you like a fantasy level where you get a dragon. It starts off as an egg and a little baby dragon that's hanging onto you. Then the baby dragon grows up a little bit, and now it can do other things. And then it grows into a full blown dragon. And you can ride it.
Yeah.
So and again, like they've proven with A Way Out, It Takes Two, that they are very good at putting together a game with a lot of different like mini games or game mechanics and having it work really well. And the fact that they are focused on co-op. That is their shtick. Is like they do co-op very, very well. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be potentially really good. So yeah, keep an eye on it.
I also like the thing that they do where only one person has to actually buy the game.
Yeah,
I really like that. That's really
nice.
Cool.
That is really, really good. And I think more companies should do that. Following that was Fragpunk, which is the Valorant-like, but with cards.
That's the card one, isn't it?
Yeah, with the cards that can change the way, like you can give your enemies big heads, make them easy to be headshotted.
I'm a little bit worried about that game with monetization.
Yeah, this could be monetized to fucking hell and back. Yeah. Can you imagine if they monetize the actual cards?
That's what I mean.
That could be abused. That will literally be pay to win.
We could have a Hearthstone situation.
Yes. No. It won't be as bad as Hearthstone because Hearthstone is literally you have to buy the entire pack.
No, but like times. What I'm saying is that we could have a situation with that because what happens if there's these really special cards which give you instant win, but you have to buy them.
Yeah, if you don't have the counter to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that, and that's the saying. That's what can happen. I would say Hearthstone is more egregious because they literally go, oh, you know that deck that used to be able to do okay? Yeah, no, it's now it's now no longer usable now. Congratulations. Give us money. Not saying Fragpunk could still do that. It could still. Following that was Killing Floor 3.
Yeah, and for Killing Floor 3.
Which is more Killing Floor. I mean, what's not to complain about that?
I think it's out soon.
Yeah, it should be out very soon. And also, can you not do what you did with Killing Floor 2 and monetize it to hell and back, please? Can you, ease off on the fucking microtransactions bullshit? Give us money, please. Thank you. That'd be great. We want to kill zombies. We don't want to be fucking advertised to and told to go to the shop every 5 seconds. We go to the shop in the game. Enough. Following that was Steel Hunters.
Yes.
Now, this is from Wargaming.
Yeah.
The World in Tanks and World of Warships and apparently World of Planes.
Yes.
We don't talk about that one.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. Nobody talks about that.
They are coming out with a new game and it is mechs. It is literally World of Tanks with mechs.
Actually, of what I've read here, it sounds more like Apex.
So Wargaming were beta testing a World of Tanks like game, but with hero mechanics. So like you would get the tanks would have commanders with special skills and that you could use, and all that. And I think this is what it's morphed into. So they've gotten rid of all the tanks and they're now in mechs. Yeah,
you will play as one of 7 units in teams of 2. And you'll be stomping and flying around lush green worlds, which will presumably be a muddy shade of brown by the time you're done with it.
Yeah, the environment deformation, it looks really cool. Things blow up when things blow up next to them.
There is currently a beta
Yeah.
For a couple of more days. So if you want to try it out, there you go. Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm not really bothered in it because those type of games are not my thing.
But I'm also like, this game is going to be great for 1 year, and then after the year is gone, they will, because I play World of Tanks and World of Warships, I know this is what's going to happen because it's wargaming. It will become a monetized hellscape.
Yes.
So, if you want to get in, it'll be free to play. I guarantee you that. It'll be free to play. You can have fun for the first year, but then get ready to bail the moment that year ends.
Yeah.
Anyway, following that, we had Black Frost.
Which is the Long Dark
2. So there was the Long Dark 1 was like a survival ice like apocalypse type game. And this is obviously the sequel to it. It looks really, really cool. It's more urban now instead of like desolate and
like
forest.
And all that sort of stuff.
Although the forest is still there, it's just it
looks to be like a small town.
Yeah, there seems to be a town and all that sort of stuff. So if you like the Long Dark, you probably will like this. Nothing more to say except that it looks like it's more. They've expanded upon more what was in the first game.
I never played the Long Dark.
No, I didn't. I've seen people play it. It looks interesting. If you like the survival sort of game type, then it is a good one. Following that, we had. I don't want to say more info on Borderlands 4. We got another pre-rendered trailer.
We got to see the characters.
The characters. We didn't actually see what they did, though, did we?
No, not really.
We didn't.
If we did, it was surrounded by explosions.
Yeah, I'm literally looking at them going, which one's the fucking siren? There's always a siren. Which one is it?
That's a good question. Which one is the siren?
Which one's the siren? You always have one in there. Which one is it? Because I don't count the pre-sequel as...
yeah.
It's a pre-sequel for a reason. Anyway.
I'm not going to lie. Do you not think this Borderlands looks a bit meh of what we saw?
I think it's because Borderlands 3 left everyone with such a sour taste.
No, I just mean the way it looks.
It looks like Borderlands.
No, what I mean is like you remember Borderlands?
Yeah.
Borderlands 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Everything, even though everything's like shell shaded and that, everything kind of had like a distinct look, and it popped.
Especially 2. 2 did.
2, yeah.
You got to remember, one was very, very one tone.
Yeah.
In colour.
But like, what I mean this time is like,
it doesn't have that pop, does it?
There's nothing there that makes me go, yeah, all right. You know?
I think it's because I don't think we've been shown what the characters do.
Like, but the thing is, I look at the characters and I'm just sort of like, I don't really want to be any of them.
Yeah.
Like, one, I wanted to be Mordecai. Like, I saw Mordecai with the sniper, with the hood,
and the
Bloodwing, and all that. I was like, okay.
Give me that.
2 had Gage and the Necromancer.
Yeah.
She looked cool. Also, 2 gave us.
She was the first DLC character. Though.
Yeah, but like
you knew she was coming.
The thing is, she was day 1 release, and like, I'm pretty sure I just bought the standard edition. I got it for free.
Yeah.
Right. So. So you had Gage. Well, even if we don't talk about Zero. Yeah. Zero looked cool. The Commando, I can't remember his name. He looked cool. The Siren, the last in that one looked really cool.
Yeah, they did a dirty in 3.
Rodriguez, the big dude who could carry the two guns.
Gunslinger.
The gunslinger, he was fucking cool. And then 3, there's nothing there. And then in this time, like there's nobody there.
Again, like I say, we didn't really get shown a lot of the characters though. That's the problem. It was all mostly just like the fucking psychos. True. And the gangs, and I'm like, and which, yeah, it was like these are the new enemies, and I'm like, okay, which corporation are they?
True.
And the new enemies look fucking copy pasta with we made one dude, and they're all the same dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
they're clones. Guarantee that's what they are.
Yeah.
Guarantee they're clones.
And I'm like, you do know part of the variation for Borderlands was its enemy types, right? Like. You are aware of this, Gearbox. Don't tell me you're not aware of this.
Yeah, anyway, moving on.
Following Borderlands 4, we had the guest character for Final Fantasy for Tekken 8 announced. It is unfortunately not Tifa. A bit slightly disappointed, but fine.
It is Clive.
It's Clive for Final Fantasy.
So there you go. He didn't. I know. You know what? I'm not going to say any spoilers. I was going to say something there.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to now. No
Clive is in Tekken 8 now. I'm not angry. I'm not disappointed.
His level looks really good.
His level looks fucking fantastic. His ultimate is he turns into a Freet.
Yes.
And just like in 16, the energy bars disappear. Like proper, like when he turns in proper kaiju battle, Ifrit turns up and fucking just bitch slaps whoever's in the game.
Yeah.
Whoever you're fighting. It will be interesting to see how he plays, because I have to admit, some of his moves, especially with Titan, do kind of fit in with a fighting genre.
Yeah.
Like he had I think it's Ifrit had the parry.
Yeah.
Where if you hit the parry at the right time, you just counter punch.
No, that was Titan.
That's what I'm saying. Titan.
Yeah.
Titan has the parry. There's a bunch of like uppercuts and different moves that you can use. I don't know how the hell they'd have Bahamut stuff in, but like the Titan, some of the Phoenix, some of Ifrit's, like Ifrit's charge easily fits in. So it'll be. I think he's out now actually, so I need to get on. So yeah, Clive in Tekken 8 is there. Following that was Splitgate 2. Not to be confused with Split Fiction.
Yeah, that's the it's basically Call of Duty multiplayer but with Paul.
Yes, the game that came out did nothing and disappeared, and it's got a sequel somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, it's Ari. It's nothing. But yeah, moving on.
Mecha Break. We had another trailer for Mecha Break.
Another trailer.
They showed off some of the things that are in the game.
I think they showed off
weapons.
I think they showed off like the new stuff that's coming.
Yeah.
Like the new.
Well, it's not been out yet. It's not out yet.
Is it not? I
No,
it was.
No. Oh. What was out
was a
beta.
Oh.
And people were really sweaty in that.
Oh yeah, no. The thing
this
is,
game
is
going to be massively sweaty. I don't care. I'm going to have the one that transforms into a jet and give it Starscream colours. I don't give a shit if I get butt whooped.
If you get bodied every time.
I may get bodied every time, because that'll be canon.
That is canon.
Anyone who knows my boy Starscream will know that is canon. And two, I want to be fucking Starscream. I want to be Starscream, just fucking backstabbing people all the time. That's what I want to do. Great. Even if it's sweaty as hell, I'm going to play that game, get bodied, and have fun. So I apologise to my teammates. I probably will be feeding. Then, out of nowhere, following Mecha Break, out of absolute nowhere, a game we did not know was coming. Boys and girls of the fighting genre, we are eating good, because Virtua Fighter is back.
I still can't believe this. I can't believe they're making a new.
Here's the thing. This is not the biggest surprise.
Oh no!
This is not the biggest surprise. This is unreal. Like, honest to God, if it wasn't for the other thing,
yeah,
we would be going absolutely apeshit about, like, do you not know how long it's been since a Virtua Fighter game? The last Virtua Fighter, I think, came out on the blowing Dreamcast.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's been a long time.
The last Virtua Fighter game is actually in the Yakuza games.
Yeah,
you can actually play it.
Yeah, the actual
the arcade
version. Yeah, I know, but the thing is, like, it's still the full arcade version.
Yeah,
that's how
old. That's how old that game is.
It's not like downscaled graphics or anything. No, this is literally how it looked. Holy sh! Yeah, Virtua Fighter's back. Could I play Virtua Fighter? No. Could I? I looked at that game and went, how the fuck do you do anything in this? Props to anyone who played that game and was good at it.
That's where you put in the Hadouken puttings, and all you do is a right punch.
Yeah,
that's Virtual Fighter.
That is literally Virtual Fighter. But jokes aside, I am happy this is back.
I'm very happy it's back.
The fighting community are eating so good right now. Tekken 8 is phenomenal. Street Fighter 6 is phenomenal.
We won't talk about Mortal Kombat 1.
No, there's always an exception to the rule. The Marvel vs. Capcom collection came out and is fucking phenomenal.
One has come out, and we're getting the second collection, a Capcom Fighting collection.
Oh, we're getting another one.
Yeah, we're getting two.
Yeah.
We're getting 1 and 2. One's out with Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's another one coming out with like Darkstalkers and all that on.
No, the one with Darkstalkers is it's the Capcom Fighting Collection. Oh, then maybe there's a second Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Not Marvel vs. Capcom.
There's a Capcom
collection.
Yeah, we know there's a Capcom Collection
with
2
all the random because it's got rival schools on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the one that we really want.
Yeah.
So but we're getting that. Anyway, we have the Marvel vs. Capcom Collection. The Blaze Blue fighting game is very good. Is it
Grand Blue Fantasy?
Grand Blue Fantasy, that's the one I want to know. Grand Blue Fantasy fighting game that came out is very good.
Guilty Gear is still going strong.
Guilty Gear is still just like knocking it out of the park. Fighting and then that's before you get into was it Melty Blood, whatever.
Melty Blood, Dungeon Fighters.
So we're in a good timeline. We're in a good timeline for fighting games.
Yeah.
It's so good to see fighting games back the way they are. This is Virtua Fighter. I guarantee you, no one had that on their bingo card. Apart from Maximilian Dude, he probably had it.
Yeah, he probably
had it on his bingo card as this is never gonna fucking happen. Anyway, following that,
I'm very happy about this.
Project Century,
which basically looks like it's Yakuza, but in
1915 Japan.
Yeah, 1915. So just before the 20s. Basically,
pre-World War One entry Japan.
Yeah.
So they're still off. This is the peak of the Meiji Restoration. They're still on the high of the winning the war against Russia, the battle of the Battle of Tsushima Strait. And it is literally 1915 gangster Yakuza.
Yeah, by the looks of things. I am 100% over this.
Yeah.
I love that aesthetic.
There are people that the main character just flat out murders.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, when everyone says, he murders those people. And then following that, again, out of the blue.
Yeah, pretty much.
Turok Origins.
Yeah, which looks to be
a multiplayer Turok game.
Yeah, I want to say a
3-4 player co-op,
like a 3-player co-op, possibly Monster Hunter like game.
Possibly, but
with dinosaurs. I don't know.
It's Turok. We're getting
it's Turok. We're getting
it. Saber. I mean, to be honest,
it is Saber. So it could be a bit more like Space Marine when it's a 3-player.
But again, Saber, they said they were going to bring back some old IPs that have not been touched for God knows how long. Turok is one of them. Following that was Warframe 1999. I have to admit, I did enjoy the lead designer that came out and said, "Yeah, we don't even know what our game is anymore."
Yeah, no, because I can't explain it to you.
We don't know what it is. It's Warframe.
It is literally like somebody went. They have this boardroom and they're just like, you know what? Should we add this into the game? And then you go, yeah, go on then. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. We'll just take it out.
Yeah. But yeah, they Warframe 1999 with
this looks like a time loop thing.
Yeah, this looks like it has time loop mechanics and a time loop storyline. You now have a bike.
Yeah.
Like, the Tennos now have faces.
Yeah.
I mean, but okay. And it was released the day after.
Yes.
So people are already probably playing it. Following that, we had Pal World.
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of Power World right now.
Is it with the new island?
Basically, we're getting a new island with new pals and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they've already implemented changes so that they don't get so that Nintendo can't sue them.
Yeah, it doesn't have the ball anymore when you release them.
Yeah,
that's not there. It's like a cubey looking thing. If I'm honest, it's actually just a light.
Yeah,
it's just a bit of light.
They've just basically they've got rid of the animation, so Nintendo can't sue them because of the animation.
Yeah. But yeah, the trailer was a bit weird.
Yeah, it was. Do you think they've doubled down on the monster design though because of it? Because they now know Nintendo can't sue them for it.
Possibly. Possibly.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, because of the dick move that Nintendo did, which is basically copyright a mechanic after the game was released.
Yeah.
And then sue them for that game mechanic, I would also double down on the being the legally distinct variation on Pokemon. I would by far double down on that because it's like, no, fuck you.
Power World's amazing. Like, it's such a fun game.
Yeah.
I'm now like I'm not properly addicted to Power World. I'm on it every day. Like,
I will have to come back into yours and see what you've done.
I'm up to being able to make a third base.
Yeah.
I've got a breeding station now, so I can just do that.
So, if you have a third base, does it like expand? Can you have the choice of like expanding your current base to a bigger
Basically,
one?
So, I'm doing it in the sense of like I'm basically putting the bases next to each other.
Yeah.
But what I think you're supposed to do is you can go to other islands and you can put a base there. But what I'm trying to do is make a really big base.
Because I was thinking if I join in, I could make like a forward base.
You can make a base if you want.
Yeah. But obviously, if you want to make a massive base, that's fine.
I'll just tell you where you're allowed to go.
Yeah. What I'm saying is it's the whole thing of you've got your main base, and then you've got your supply bases further down, you can go down and do.
No, I'm not doing that. Because I'm playing it with my mate.
Yeah.
And she has the other base. She has it. So that's her base.
Yeah.
But it's really close to. Basically, I told her, you can have the base and you can do whatever you want in it, but like because of the way I want to design it, you've got to be close to mine.
Yeah.
So that it looks like it's one giant base.
Yeah.
Basically.
Anyway. Following that was Wuthering Waves with its PS5 release date,
which is January. I want to say 5th.
I think it's January 5th. We could be wrong. We misremember. I usually write these down. I didn't with this one. Wuthering Waves got good. You know, it's been doing well. It's a good action gacha.
Well,
from what I've heard,
it did well on its release. It's kind of like dropped off a bit.
Yeah.
Just because what these games do until, but because I think their 2.0
is about to come.
So basically, kind of like Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah.
So Honkai Star Rail came out, I think it was 1.5 or something like that for console.
Yeah.
It's kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So all the new stuff is coming in, but it's like, but yeah, it's looking good.
So, after Wuthering Waves, we had another holy fucking
shit. This was mine. This was my big one of the night.
So, another game that we haven't seen since the PS2.
Yes.
Because the last game we had, I think, was 3?
No, Dawn of Dreams.
Dawn of Dreams, which again was PS2 though.
Yeah, it was PS2. Is it Dawn of Dreams? It was Dawn of something.
Anyway. We are going back to
I'm going back to Onimusha.
We're going back to Onimusha. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Oh my word! When we saw the fucking orbs, and went, that's.
I saw Japan. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so we're doing another feudal Japan.
Yeah.
And then I saw the orbs.
Yeah.
And I went, that looks like Onimusha.
That looks like Onimusha.
That looks like Onimusha, but this isn't.
And then you saw the orbs getting.
And then I saw the gauntlet.
The orbs.
sucking the
No, what
orbs
they
in.
did is they showed the orbs getting sucked into something.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and went, that's literally Onimusha mechanic.
Yeah. And
That
then the
is
gauntlet got shown, and I was like, oh my god, it's Onimusha.
It's Onimusha.
It's Onimusha.
Capcom.
Way of the Sword.
I mean, that game is going to look fucking phenomenal in the
RE engine.
I didn't get my Dino Crisis. Fine.
Yet.
However, getting another Onimusha game. Okay, I can handle that.
I'm hoping that this does well.
Yeah.
Right? And that Onimusha gets the same treatment in Resident Evil.
Oh,
because I would genuinely love to get 1, 2, and 3 remade. 3 remade, so we can actually have Jean Reno as the voice of thingy.
His character. It's fucking hilarious. Jean Reno voices the French. In the French version, he voices his own character. Yet we somehow, for some reason, do not have Jean Reno in the English version of Onimusha 3.
No.
How is that? How do you... He can speak English better than some of the English. Just... Is it because you were worried you would have to pay him twice? Is that why?
Probably.
Pay him twice! Jean Reno is good enough. Jean Reno is good for twice.
But also, mainly because, like, even if I just got the first one in the RE engine.
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to see that game in the RE engine?
I would love to play the first one. Samanosuke. Just to be Samanosuke again.
The first.
And just... also, keep the ever spawning demons so I can just infinitely level up and become overpowered instantly.
Yeah,
keep that in the game.
Yeah, keep that mechanic in the game.
That was very funny.
Yeah, give us, like, Onimusha, yes, technically it has horror elements, but it was the whole fact that, like, yeah, you're just going to fucking murder everything.
Yeah. Well, here we go. This is the best thing about Resident Evil. This is some of the, like, a lot of the games that Capcom come out, like, the really fucking cool ones, they've all been Resident Evil games, but then they've realised, well, this isn't very Resident Evil. And so they've changed it. They've kept the game as it is and just given it... Devil May Cry 3... No, Devil May Cry 1 was meant to be Resident Evil 4. Onimusha was meant to be Resident Evil.
No, Devil May Cry was supposed to be Resident Evil. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was meant to be Resident Evil 4, but then they realised that this isn't Resident Evil. Yeah. And then they went, oh, we'll name it something else. We'll call it. Devil May Cry. There we go. We'll put a new name. I love Capcom for this because they come up with games and instead of going, well, this isn't very good. This isn't what we were really aiming for, and we'll scrap it. No. They go, let's put a different name on it. Let's just put a different name on it.
Like,
Onimusha was meant to be a prequel, a Resident Evil prequel.
Yeah.
But then they went, this isn't very Resident Evil.
A prequel set in feudal Japan.
Yeah. This isn't very Resident Evil.
This isn't very...
Because demons don't exist in Resident Evil.
Who put demons in? Oh, that was
this guy.
That was Ichi. Ichi, he put it in.
That was this guy.
Why? Why did he put him in? He said it would be cool.
It was cool.
And so they're just like, we went, it is actually cool.
But instead of like throwing him in the bin because it's not Resident Evil, they just went, we'll just slap a new name on it.
Yeah.
I love Capcom.
I love the fact that, like, the trivia that Devil May Cry originally started out as a Resident Evil game until someone went, this is nothing like Resident Evil.
This is nothing. It's got nothing to do with Resident Evil. It's nothing like Resident Evil. This is not Resident Evil.
How is this anything to do with Resident Evil? Like demon mannequins and
a guy with
marionettes.
a guy with a giant sword and two pistols.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. It's great. So yeah, Onimusha, we're finally getting, like, Capcom. What the...
I love
Capcom especially.
I am right, we're not going to get it next year, but I reckon we're going to get a reveal next year of a Dino Crisis remake.
I mean, that's the last one left.
Pretty much.
That is literally the last one left.
Pretty much.
They've got nothing else.
Other than their fighting games, that's it.
Yeah. And we already know Rival Schools is already going to be in the next collection.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's literally just Dino Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Capcom, please. Please.
Well, the thing is, about Dino Crisis, the reason why I think we are probably going to get one now is mainly because Capcom did that survey, and like Dino Crisis won by like 1,000 to 1.
Yeah.
It's a very silly number.
Basically, no one else had a cat's chance in hell of winning.
Not really, no. So Capcom are probably gonna. I reckon they're gonna. Dino Crisis is another one that was meant to be a Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
But then they went, why is there dinosaurs in the Resident Evil game?
Why is there dinosaurs in the Resident Evil game? I mean, to be honest, Dino Crisis is the closest of all these different franchises to Resident Evil. Because it is a survival... Well, the first game is a survival horror. The second one is an action game.
The thing is, right, if we got a Dino Crisis 1 remake, right, we can retcon 2 and 3.
Right. 2 isn't necessarily needed to be retcon. 3 definitely does.
No. 3 needs to be wiped.
Yeah.
And just changed completely. Yeah. Right. 2 needs to be retconned in the sense that it needs to make fucking sense.
Yeah, it needs to be redone in the sense that we need Resident Evil 1 to be redone.
Exactly.
So that it fits in with
the
2 remake, 3 remake, and 4 remake. Yeah, I understand what you're doing there. Anyway, yeah, Onimusha. Following that, we had the first Berserker, which is another dungeon fighting game.
I didn't understand why they did this. Why they did this really big pre-rendered trailer, which looks nothing like what we know the game looks like.
Yeah, that's very true.
Why didn't they just give us more gameplay if they were going to give us the trailer?
I don't know.
It's like
but
the
we
most
know
random
the first Berserker is more akin to like your Path of Exile and Diablo, isn't it?
No. It's action RPG.
Yeah.
So it's more on the sense of like Devil May Cry.
Ah, right. Okay.
And that sort of. It's that style of game.
Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, and all that.
It's the other one that's going to be like, I think is going to be like Diablo and Path of the Exile. Okay. You know, because they've showed off 2. They showed they showed off 2 dungeon fighter games. One was the first.
Yeah, but one was a more open world Genshin like.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. First Berserk is more action RPG, Devil May Cry, and then the other one...
The other one, which follows straight after, Arad Dungeon Fire.
Yes.
Is more of... It, let's all be honest, it looks like Genshin Dungeon Fire.
You know what?
I mean, I'm not complaining.
I'm actually willing to give it a go.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. The character designs look really cool.
And it's Dungeon Fire. Like, if you know what Dungeon Fire is, it's just Dynasty Warriors.
So... Following that, we had Dying Light: The Beast.
Yes, I'm very happy. What I like about it is that, like, I'm a big Dying Light fan anyway. So take my thing with a grain of salt if you want. But, you know, I am going to be a little bit biased. The developers have come out that it's much smaller than 2.
Yeah.
Because Dying Light 2, I think its problem is that it's so big that like it's a little bit buggy. It's a little bit buggy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit buggy.
Which is kind of what you don't want to happen when you're in the middle of a parkour chase run thing.
Yes.
You don't want that to happen. That's a bad thing.
And so, like, the game generally looks... Like, the game looks terrifying in the sense of, like, you're in the woods and zombies just fucking come out of nowhere in the dark.
Yeah.
Which is... Yes, I'm down for this.
Yeah. More importantly, again, the whole shtick of Dying Light is you do not go out at night.
Yes. Unless you have to.
Unless you absolutely have to.
In which in Dying Light 2 you do have to a lot.
Probably too much.
A little bit too much. Yeah. But yeah. The Beast is looking fun.
Following that was Hunt Showdown.
The Post Malone.
Murder Circus.
Yeah. Which is really cool.
More Hunt Showdown. Do you like that game?
I liked the original, like, so before we got this, before we got the big trailer for the Game Awards, basically the way they advertised it was they interviewed Post Malone.
Yeah.
And basically it was like, oh, why have you put yourself in this game? The normal questions.
Yeah.
Right, and he basically just sold it and just being like, oh yeah, well, I am a bit of a gamer. I don't play a lot of games, but then my friend was playing this, and he got it for me, and I played it with him, and I just got addicted, and now I play Hunt all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, This is how celebrities should advertise games.
Yeah. Following that, we had Squid Game, which is it's a mobile
Season 2.
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
I did like the bit where the main villain came out and went, "Don't worry, CEOs, your place is on in this one is already rated.
Yeah,
we're waiting for you to turn up." It's
a bit weird how it's very cartoony.
Yeah, it's very cartoony, but again, it's a mobile game.
Yeah,
and so usually like cartoon graphics are less
taxing
on systems.
I know, it's just the fact that like the source material, it's very serious. And it's very sort of like you know, people die, like quite literally die in horrible ways, and yeah, to have cartoon characters doing it, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same
punch. Also, I think the people who are doing this, specifically Netflix, I think they're not seeing the irony of like what Squid Game is actually about.
Yeah.
And what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
It's like do you actually understand what Squid Game do you understand the criticism that the show actually has?
The underlying messaging.
Yeah.
Of that game, of that series.
Of like society. Do you understand? I don't think you do.
Following that was Stage Fright, which is the one I got mixed up with. The one where it's 2 players co-op, but one half of the screen is one world and the other half of the screen is the other.
Yes.
It looks like an interesting game, and another one that's like co-op centric. So I don't want to keep it out. Didn't get a lot of gameplay, but enough to like show
that was like the weird stop motion looking one, wasn't it?
The one that was started off in the theatre.
That looked really cool.
It did look. The art style is fantastic, and it did get across the concept like you're going to be doing one thing in one world, and it'll affect the stuff in the other world.
Yeah,
and that's how you progress, which would be quite cool. Following that was Game of Thrones King's Road.
I could not give 2 flying votes.
It looks like it's a RPG.
Yeah, it basically looks like you're going to go through the events of Game of Thrones as a no-name character.
Yeah.
That's not actually
from what looks like the last season. So you know,
give
that what you want.
My questions are like, are there going to be like choices in the game? So like, are you going to end up being on the wall? Because of choices that you make, or are you going to end up being in King's Landing because of choices that you make, or is it just like you go to the wall for certain parts of the game, then you go back to King's Landing for certain part of the game?
Yeah.
And just, because it didn't really show off a lot.
No.
It just showed graphics.
It showed off you have the King's on the wall,
and then showed all the characters from the Game of Thrones. Then look, they look exactly like they do in the show. Look,
good for them. Following that was Double Dragon Revive.
Yes. It was just more of a little trailer. It wasn't.
It really was just a little.
But we already knew that was coming.
Yeah. Then there was the solo leveling Arise or
Arise. It's the gacha mobile
which is the
game.
gacha mobile game.
It basically, I think it's 1.1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Following that was Screamer.
Hold on.
Considering the fact that we've gone through so many games and only now do we go, oh my god, what was this one?
Screamer. That's not on here.
Oh, bollocks.
So it
might have been one of the actual adverts instead.
Yeah.
Following that was the PC remaster of The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
So that blooming whole thing's going to rear its ugly head again. Well done. Lovely.
That terrible story.
Like I say,
nobody is likable.
No. And like I say, that story, it wouldn't fix everything, but if they'd restructured the story so you played the Abby bits first, it would be a better story because of...
I think it would make you like Abby a bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's really about it. I don't think it would make it a better
but that's
story.
the thing. It makes you like Abby a bit more, and then the bombshell is, holy shit.
She's killed Joel.
She's going after Joel.
Yeah.
Because her father is the doctor.
Yeah.
That's the way they should have done it. Personally, I think they should have done it. I think they wanted the shock factor at the beginning.
Yeah.
And
I think the thing is, we've talked about this on the show, and I've made my things clear what I think.
Anyway, the remaster of the remake of the blah 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 is going to PC.
Yeah.
Following that was Den of Wolves. That's the multiplayer heist.
Oh yes.
Which we think is going to be a PvPvE.
Yes.
Potentially. But again, we haven't actually seen anything of actual
merit.
Following that was Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail. Their new
updates.
New updates are coming.
I think they're out now. I think
Zenless is out now because
I think it was today.
Yeah. After that was Fortnite Lego Odyssey. The Lego version with like it's gonna be like a multiplayer campaigns thing, which sounds pretty cool. I got very like Far Cry vibes with it. It's sort of in the like you go out and explore and do shit.
Yeah,
in a sense. Following that was Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
Yeah,
it's been so long since we've had a Sonic Racing game. I didn't like the team mechanic. But I do like the whole concept of like it's a plane, it's a boat, it's a car, and I want them to do what they did with the not the last one, the one before, where they had just fucking everyone from Shenmue to Football Manager.
Yeah,
I want everything. I want it to be as obscene as possible because it's a kart racing game.
And let's be honest, kart racing games are just the mascot.
Yeah,
they're just mascot things.
Following that was a proper trailer for Mafia: The Old Country.
I'm looking forward to this game.
This looks really good. I mean, granted, we didn't see much in gameplay, so you know, touch wood and all that.
I'm really excited about this one. Like,
is it going to be interesting to see how they go? If it is what I think it might be, which is the story of how like the families get run out of Sicily.
Yeah.
And so that
why they end up in
America, because that's the thing. That's how like a lot of the Italian mafia families ended up in America. A lot of them, I think, is under Mussolini. Basically, realized that we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
and so they did, and America was accepting everyone because
at the time
because it's an immigrant nation. Try telling that to certain members of the American population now. Anyway, after that was Dispatch, which is from
it's from
former members of Telltale, isn't it? Question mark.
Yes, former members of the Telltale. The studio's name is not here.
No,
but yeah, it's from the people from behind The Wolf Among Us, and Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah,
and
basically you play as a person that dispatches heroes to incidences, and you're gonna have to match the right hero to the right instance, so that they can actually be heroes and do shit. So that's pretty cool. That's a very very cool concept. That is something I want to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
because that'd be quite interesting how that does it. I do feel like it might fall under the same trap as most Telltale games, where it's like, this makes you think you're making a massive difference, but really it's not.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah.
It's got to come to, if you're into those type of things.
I'll skip the next one I wrote down. We had Crimson Desert.
Oh, we had
Pearl Abyss.
Yeah, we had more of that stuff. That game's going to be ridiculous. It looks so fucking cool.
And then before then, a game I did not expect in a million years. This one, I guarantee, was on no one's.
Yeah, nobody thought this was coming.
No one thought this was coming. Okami 2.
I know, with the original director.
Okami was a PS2 /
PS2.
Yeah, PS2.
It got remastered for the PS4.
Not too long ago.
I need to steal off you.
Yeah, you need to rub it off.
I actually need to play it again.
Yeah. And it's a gorgeous game. It's classic Japanese art.
Yeah.
Its graphical style is that, and the whole basis was you were the goddess of the sun, going around as a wolf, painting stuff and killing monsters and all that, and bringing the world back to life. And it is a gorgeous game. It was a gorgeous game on the PlayStation 2. It is an absolutely beautiful game on the PS4 or PS5 if you...
Or Xbox. I think it came out on Xbox as well, the remaster.
And I'm just happy.
I'm very happy.
It is like
Capcom
like you say for like Shadow of the Colossus. This is a game that you could literally just say this is art. It is beautiful on a fundamental level.
Yeah,
it is. Put it this way: anyone who looks at Okami and goes, "This is ugly," there is a fist waiting for you to run into it. I'm just pointing that out there, guys, okay? If you end up if you say Okami is ugly and end up at some point running into a fist, it's not my fault. Not my fault you decided to do those actions.
Capcom.
I know.
Capcom are, I've said this a couple of times.
Like, fucking killing it. I'm like...
Capcom have been killing it lately.
How are you going to ruin this?
I don't understand how this is happening. Like, how... Capcom has gone from, because do you remember the time when Capcom was just literally you would see their name and go, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Resident Evil 6.
Resident Evil 6, Lost Planet. Oh, that's the other one they could do. They could release a new Lost Planet game.
They could.
To be honest with you, with the way they've been doing things, I'd be fucking down for it.
I would be literally like...
Lost Planet could be Capcom's take on Helldivers.
Yes.
Like a more serious version.
Yeah. Because technically Lost Planet has all the other mechanics. It has mechs, trains. I remember the last mission and I had to bail.
Yes.
Because I had to go to work.
Yes.
I had to bail on the last mission of 2? 2.
Although to be fair, 2's not very good.
Yeah, so Lost Planet could be another one they do, but
yeah,
Okami,
we're getting
Okami, we're getting on
a new Onimusha.
We
know we're getting Code Veronica for Resident Evil. That's the next remake.
Have they? Is it just rumours, or have they actually come out and announced it?
It is just rumours, but it's literally the only name.
I mean, granted, we've been saying since 3 came out.
Yeah.
Remake of 3 came out that Code Veronica is the one that really does need some love.
The thing is, when 3 came out and they were like, oh, well, obviously we're going to be making new Resident Evil remakes. Like, after 4, Code Veronica, we knew 4 was coming. We knew 4 was going to come. They were always going to remake 4. Just because, it's 4.
It's the money maker.
Resident Evil 4 is Capcom's Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Like, it's their baby that they will protect over
It is the golden
else.
egg.
Yeah. So, we knew that was coming. And then after that, it's just like Code Veronica is the only name that's ever been announced. So, we know that they're going to be making more remakes. So Code Veronica is really the only logical step now, unless it's like an anniversary year for 1.
Yeah.
Because I think that's when we're going to get a remake of 1, is when it's an anniversary year.
Probably.
But anyway, yeah, like Capcom.
Onimusha.
We're getting an Onimusha, but Capcom have just I don't know whether it's the guy that's been doing Monster Hunter for all these years.
They performed the miracle.
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah. Is coming.
Is here. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is here. We have it. We've played it. It's a now a thing. We can own it again. It's like this. People don't I've said it before, but people do not understand the legal hell Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was in, and because of how badly Infinite did, there was why would anyone there was the. It was only the true fan base of Marvel vs. Capcom. It was literally no, guys, you don't understand. Infinite was an abomination, yes. But Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is literally one of the greatest fighting games ever made. It is glory incorporated. It is fantastic. We played the PS2 version, which is easily the worst version.
Yeah.
because literally they had to take out frames in that game to make it work. And it's still, we had so much fun with that game. It is it is so phenomenally good. Is it balanced? Fuck no. It's a team. It's a 3v3 team fighter.
Just to get back to what I was saying, like, I don't know whether the guy, because like for a very long time, Monster Hunter was the only game that was really doing anything for Capcom.
Yeah.
Like for a while, like it was the only game that was constantly getting good reviews. The fans were loving it, and all that. These are even though the ones that are just on the DS.
Yeah.
Like this is how ridiculous this is. Like Capcom was at one point the game that like the only one that people cared about was just Monster Hunter. And then I don't know whether the guy that was in charge of the Monster Hunter games somehow magically took over the rest of Capcom by doing a Yakuza style fight on a desk. I do not know, but somehow, some way, somebody in the boardroom of Capcom went, let's stop being dicks and actually make games again.
Yeah, let's make good games again. And we'll start with a remake of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. When we make Resident Evil 2, we will actually start showing people why people care about our games.
We will make our own engine for it.
Yes. And all of a sudden, Capcom is now got, like, instead of the company being like, oh well, it's just a Capcom game. Like, you see Capcom and you go, oh my, fuck yes.
Yeah, because I think it must have been around the time of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite coming out, because that got
bombed.
That got bombed, and yes, it did some interesting things with its mechanics, but like the style they decided was awful. The storylines made fuck all sense.
Yeah.
It was like they were all the characters were all talking to each other as if they'd known each other for years.
Yeah.
And not like they are from two separate things, and what should happen, which is literally like, you know, Chris Redfield runs into Wolverine. Chris Redfield is not going to be instantly... Oh no, Chris Redfield runs into Captain America and goes, hey Cap. No, that's not what happens. That's not what should happen. It should be literally Chris Redfield runs into Captain America, Chris Redfield pulls a gun and goes, what the fuck the hell are you doing?
What are you?
And what the hell are you? Are you a fucking... I'm a super soldier. Oh, you're an umbrella guy.
Oh, you're an umbrella fucking... You're a tyrant, are you? But yeah, like all of a sudden...
And Cap goes, who the fuck are you? I'm Chris Red. I'm a member of BS. Oh, so you're a Hydra agent.
Yeah. Like... and then Resident Evil 2 came out, and all of a sudden, just like everything started to make sense again with Capcom. Like all the games, all the decisions that they made sense.
Yeah. Then they made 3, and they got criticised for cutting out for how short it was.
Yeah. And
cutting out a key part of the game.
Yeah. I still liked
3, but it's still good.
Yeah.
And then the acid test of 4.
Yeah.
Like, I was one of those people that said you don't need to touch it. 4's fantastic. It's fantastic. You don't need to.
And you know what they did? You know what they did?
They made it better.
They put a parry system in there.
They made it fucking. They somehow made that game better. I do not. And this is unreal. It's just
and now we've got Monster Hunter Wilds coming out in February.
Yeah.
Which looks fucking fantastic.
And we've now got these other games like.
We've got Okami 2 now coming, which is like holy shit. We've got a new Onimusha game, which I pray to God that we're going to get a remake of Onimusha 1. But it's fine.
Look,
I'm getting a new Onimusha.
Can Dino Crisis get some love, please? Can it get
Dino
some
Crisis will... I reckon Dino Crisis will...
I mean, eventually they're going to run out of other games to remaster. So remake.
Like,
just like... Capcom are just somehow, just like, literally like...
I think
they are on fire. They are literally on fire.
I just wish, like, Blizzard and Activision and EA and Ubisoft would actually look
at Capcom
and be like, holy shit,
they're
making bank by just doing what the fans are asking them to do.
They are making bank by guess what? Making good games.
Yeah. You know, but making good games doesn't turn the dial, mate.
Most games, without none of them live services. It's almost like Capcom went, hey, all these suckers are making live services and spending billions on it. We're going to spend half the amount on remastering a game that everyone loves, making it a more awesome game, and then just sell it.
Yeah.
I've missed one trailer out, which was the last one.
Oh, okay, the Intergalactic. Naughty
Dog's new game.
Right, I'm gonna quickly go over the annoying
product placement.
No, I'm not. We're not going to do that yet.
I know, but like everyone's kicking off about one thing, and I'm like, no, you shouldn't be kicking off about that. You should be kicking off about the other thing.
My thing for this game is I can see both sides of the argument when it comes to the main character. Because I do kind of agree with everybody that she looks kind of bland and she's not very, let's say, memorable right now.
Yeah.
We've got to remember the game is not out and this is just a reveal trailer.
Yeah.
So
we don't even know how the game plays.
Even though this may be the final version of her, like that's the vision that they want to go with.
Yeah.
That we don't really get much of her character. Like we don't really understand, other than the fact that she's a bit of a possibly a rule breaker and that she's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
There's not really much we can go off with the trailer. So everybody going on that she's I think one side is saying that everybody on this side that's complaining about the way she looks is they're complaining that she's not big boobed and all that sort of shit, and she's not super sexy and anything like that.
Which some of them will be.
Which some of them are.
Because they're idiots.
But that's fine. Look, if that's what you want and that's not in the game, then don't play the game. But anyway, but just because there are people who are complaining with that one, doesn't take away the fact that she does kind of look boring and bland.
Yeah, I would agree. But again, I don't I don't necessarily care about the way a character looks as long as they're an absolute. If they're a badass, then I don't give a shit.
My worry is that she looks like Discount V from female V, the cover from Cyberpunk.
Yes,
that's what I got from her.
I would also make the argument is if they are using the face of the actual voice actor.
Yeah, I think it's more because she's bald. I think that's why
she's shaving her head.
I think that's probably more the problem.
Which again, there may be a reason behind it. We don't know. The game literally is a reveal trailer. We don't know anything about it.
My big worry.
The issues now. If anyone has any problems with potential storytelling and that, I can understand because the last story that they told us was The Last of Us Part 2.
And that is a can of worms that we are not going to open today.
That is not a very well told story.
It's a terrible story. It's not even that it's not a well told story. It is a terrible story that
makes no sense.
That doesn't get its messaging right.
No. Anyway, the thing I kind of looked at and went, ugh, was the gratuitous product placement.
Yeah, that's
the fucking Adidas trainers, the fucking Porsche spaceship. I'm like, fuck off. This is the year 22 something. There's no way in fucking hell Porsche's around now. Then it's not a fucking chance.
Now, if you had Ferrari on the back of that, then we'd be.
Then I'd be like, because
Ferrari aren't gonna die at any
Ferrari
time.
aren't gonna die. There's no way. Why? Because people pay Ferrari for the right to drive their cars.
Yes.
Ferrari literally have certain cars where you do not actually buy the car. You buy the right to drive it.
Yes.
And you have to tell them when you want to drive it. Tell them the track you want to drive it on because you can't drive it on the road. And then go there if they agree.
Yes.
And then drive the car. That is why Ferrari will not die, because there are people who will literally look at that and go, yes, I will agree to
the
that.
product placement in that trailer was a little bit disconcerting for me. I was like, there's a little bit too much going on here.
It's a bit too much in your face.
Yeah.
I don't mind product placement when it's there but not in your face. Like, the very fact that they had a zoom in on her fucking trainers. The very fact that they had the zoom in on the fucking back of the spaceship with the word Porsche on it.
I'm pretty sure the drink that she was drinking was
probably
McDonald's or something like that. I'm pretty sure that was a product placement.
It was a lot of product placement, and I'm like, I don't really.
My main worry for this game is the fact that it's Naughty Dog and it's sci-fi.
And they haven't done sci-fi.
They haven't done sci-fi. And
technically, Jak and Daxter 2 and 3 are sci-fi.
Yeah, true. No, but like this is a different writer. This is Neil Druckmann who's writing this.
Oh god, yeah, that's the problem.
That's the thing. It's like everybody seems to.
I do have concerns with Neil Druckmann because the guy seems to sometimes be so full of himself he doesn't know if.
Exactly.
He will not take anyone going to him.
He's also not very good at taking criticism. He's very poor at taking criticism.
Yeah, and it's like you need to understand, even though like you got people.
Also, like the other thing, like this wasn't during the Game Awards, but Neil Druckmann has come out and said that this game is that its story is going to be focused on like religious fanaticism and like how bad like putting your belief in one thing can be and all that sort of stuff.
Which is a good
concept.
It's a good concept.
But like with how bad he writ Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really trust him on landing the message.
That is the concern. Is like because the last story they told again was not very well told. I do have concerns in that aspect, but again, this is a reveal trailer.
I am going to go in it with.
And also, if anyone who is instantly going, this game is already woke and shit, and I don't give a fuck.
You can just go away.
If you are the same people that gave, is it 363? Halo.
Oh yeah.
If you are the same people that gave them a pass after the absolutely horrendous Halo 5.
Yes.
Which promised one thing and did not deliver it at all, to the point of like, this is false advertising, what the fuck. I remember the build up to that game where it was billing as Master Chief versus Spartan. Yeah. And it never, apart from one punchy scene.
Yeah, one cutscene.
One cutscene. It never happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys can go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, I think if you're going into this being like, oh, it's woke and all that sort of shit, like just go away.
Go away.
I haven't got time for you.
It has a woman with shaven head. It's woke.
Oh, look,
if the woman didn't, the thing is, if it hadn't been if she didn't have shaven head, I guarantee you they'd be still going, it's woke, because these are the same people that are going about The Witcher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, grow the fuck up. I'm sick and tired. No, I'm taking anyone who calls anything woke. You can go fuck yourselves because you're children. You are literal children. I don't give a shit when you're born.
That's the other thing I didn't like about the trailer. The saber weapon, turned on and it sounded like really crackly and all that sort of stuff. I'm kind of, not because like it's bad, but I think it's overused, that sound effect now.
Yeah.
It seems to be the thing that's in everything whenever there's a blade. It's like I'm just like, can I not?
Yeah,
can you just give me a lightsaber
close to, but not actually a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Sound.
Or they it's like a steampunk version of the lightsaber, or cyberpunk in this sense. It's a cyberpunk version, so it's like it's very crackly and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just like, look, I get it. It's cool. Like, it's cool.
Lightsabers are cool.
Can you not put that sound effect into everything?
I know.
Every time.
Can you like figure out if there's a way that it could sound different? Potentially, I don't know. Anyway,
or just give them a sword. Yeah. Not everything has to be.
Not everything in sci-fi has to be a lightsaber.
Yeah. Not every sword has to be basically a lightsaber.
Like, I can guarantee you, there is. Well, hell,
I'm sick of that noise.
I mean, all you have to do is look at Warhammer 40k.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you have chainsaws, but they are physical swords.
Yeah,
they actually do have power swords, and all they are, but they have.
It is just a blade.
It is literally just a fucking giant sword with electricity run through it.
Yeah, that's a power sword.
That's a power sword.
Yeah, could we? Yeah, it's just that noise. Like I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing it.
To be honest, we don't know what the game's going to be like. It could be one of those where you have multiple different weapons depending on how you want to play, which means you can pick something else. I don't know. Like we said, we don't know anything about this new game, and for people to instantly go, "It's woke," just shows how disingenuous you are.
The thing is, like, it doesn't matter now.
No, because
we are always going to get that argument.
It's rage bait. That's all it is.
It's woke because of this. It's woke because of that, right? And unfortunately, we are stuck.
Yeah,
we're in the
worst position. We are stuck in the middle.
We are stuck in between the people who scream that it's woke and the people who scream that it's sexist. Right? We're stuck in that middle part.
Yeah.
And where we are, where we're just sort of like, well, no, it's not, or would you just stop?
Yeah.
Please? Like.
Could you grow up?
Unfortunately, people don't pay attention to the people in the middle.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
I know that. I know. It's
all we can do is just be like, look,
can you just stop
this is just a reveal trailer, right? There is a chance that everything that we saw in this game, in the reveal trailer, might not even be in the game.
I know.
We might not have a Porsche spaceship.
Yep. Hell, there could be customizable options.
The main character might get a redesign.
Yeah.
She might not look like a discount V.
It won't be the first time because remember Infamous 2.
Yeah, Infamous 2 did it.
Infamous 2, the
where
reveal...
where Cole looked like Drake.
Yeah, the reveal
for no apparent reason.
Changed Cole's look from generic Marine dude with shaven head to Nathan Drake. And everyone kicked off like, no... Stop doing it.
I would love another Infamous game.
Oh yeah, Infamous.
Second Son.
Again, I've sing the praises of that game all the time because of the way the combat works and how everything it's just so good. Anyway, but back onto
like the character design.
Intergalactic, yeah. For example, the character design we could have. Customizational options.
Hell, we don't even know if she is the main character.
Yeah, we think she's the main character.
This could be like one of those where you get to choose between like 5 different characters.
I know.
We don't know anything.
It's unlikely since it's Naughty Dog, but But again, like
they could do
before they made Uncharted. Did you honestly think Naughty Dog was going to make an Uncharted game? No. When they finished Uncharted and came out with The Last of Us, did anyone think they were going to make a Last of Us?
Exactly. This is my point. So
we don't know what it is. All we know is that it's a game Naughty Dog are making. It is a sci-fi setting.
Game. And
it seems to have melee combat.
And Neil Druckmann is writing the story.
I mean, the biggest red flag...
That is the red flag.
That is the red flag. Neil Druckmann writing the script is the red flag because the last script he wrote was The Last of Us 2.
I'm very worried about that game.
And so there is reasons to be concerned, but you can't just instantly go, it's woke.
Yeah, no, look.
It's a shit game
the way I see it is, even though The Last of Us 2 wasn't, at least it's story-wise, because I will still defend the actual gameplay of that game.
Yeah.
It is a very fun game. It's just its story, which unfortunately The Last of Us is a type of game where the story kind of hinges on the story.
Yeah, the story makes or breaks the game.
Unfortunately, it's just not very good.
Yeah.
But the actual gameplay is fine. Naughty Dog, I would argue that Naughty Dog have the caliber and have the track record for us to at least give them a shot before screaming out all these things.
Yeah. I mean, I guarantee you the ones that are going on about, it's woke and it's X, Y, and Z are the same people that call out all the other everything else that they don't like. It's woke because they don't like it. It's not because it's actually woke or it's actually DEI or anything. It's because it doesn't have what I want.
Yeah. Which is annoying because, like, I am against DEI. I don't like DEI. I don't like forced diversity, which is what DEI is. It is forced diversity.
Yeah.
So, like, when you get all these people who are just screaming out things, oh, it's woke, it's woke, it's woke, it's like you drown out everybody who's actually criticising DEI.
You actually drown out the people who actually have legitimate
because nobody's paying
complaints.
attention to the people who are actually making sense. Everybody's paying attention to the person who's screaming that somebody who's bald is wokeness, and it's just like, no.
And to be honest, let's be honest, there are certain channels that make their money off this crap now.
Right, look, the thing is, like, it's the same the other way
to be honest, that's not necessarily their problem. It's the fact that YouTube promotes it.
It's the same the other way around. There are channels that do it where this is racist.
It's rage bait.
Yeah.
That's what the thing I mean. They profit off being this shitty little thing with shitty opinions.
Unfortunately, again, like I said, we're
stuck in the middle.
We are not someone we're not going around calling this thing woke, but at the same time, we're not calling it sexist.
We don't know
or anything like that because we don't know anything.
We don't have enough information to determine it.
But what we are criticising, but unfortunately, because what we criticise is. One, we criticise the media surrounding the games industry.
Yeah.
We criticise the game industry
for
what it actually needs to be criticised for, not for perceived wokeness or racism or sexism.
The actual, treatment of its staff.
Yeah, we get drowned out because we're not being outrageous.
No,
basically,
we're not being rage bait.
We're not being rage bait. We are finding things. We find things that to us that we seem. I think that needs to be called out, like with Activision, with the Joint Street staff, with the way that DEI is forced into games,
which, as I say, when it's forced, it's disingenuous.
Yes, which is why I don't like it.
Yeah. Also, we called out Ubisoft. We
call out Ubisoft with monetization of games, and all that sort of shit. But unfortunately, because we don't scream at the rooftops, and I don't make catchy headlines or have stupid Mr. Beast fucking thumbnails. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's never gonna get
the traction that others do.
Those ones do.
Because we have a little bit of integrity.
Well, I don't have any integrity, but like I look at what people. I look at the yelling at this trailer, and I just think this is fucking stupid.
Yes, because
I think there are more important things.
It is
to get annoyed at here.
It is. You are literally.
There are more important things to be worried about here than a bald chick, a bald character. Look, you can turn around. I agree with the people who have said that the character looks a little bit uninspired and is a little bit bland, right? I'm not on about the person who plays the character. I'm just talking about the character design.
Yeah, the character design. But again, this is like you say.
But there's a difference.
This is a reveal trailer.
There is a difference from criticising the character design than just calling it woke. Because you don't know why they've made the character look like that.
Yeah.
They could have just... The person who made that character could possibly think that looks cool.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it does happen. There are things that are kind of lame that people think are cool.
But also, like, there could be a story reason as to why she's done that. Because it shows you she is literally finishing shaving her hair. So... Is there a point to that? Was it just the fact that they just wanted to see her shaving her hair?
Yeah.
Could there be a story reason? Could she be changing her appearance for a reason? We don't know.
We don't know anything.
We don't know. It's a reveal trailer. It is literally just, here's cool game we're making.
I really wish people, instead of like... Because the thing is, this is the worst part about this, right? This, like, I've seen more about this than I have about Okami 2.
Yeah.
The new Onimusha.
Yeah.
Any of the, other than the Astro Bot winning the Game of the Year, any of the other winners of the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Any of the newer games that are coming out, like Virtual Fighter, a new Virtual Fighter.
There's an award we missed out.
Is there?
Yeah, Stream of the Year.
Oh, that's because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
Oh, what's that? Anyway.
Because, like, look, the way I see it, there's the Streaming Awards now. So now I literally put the Content Creator Awards in with the esports.
I can understand it. Yeah.
If the Streamer Awards didn't exist, then fine.
Yeah.
But the Streamer Awards exist now. So I would put the Streamer Awards as more important than the the content creator award.
Yeah. That's logical.
That's how I see it. So that I deliberately missed it out.
Yeah.
Even though we did talk about it when we were doing the things. Queso won. Well done, mate.
I saw his reaction
to it,
which was really, really good, because he was like, "No, it's the whole thing of like when someone's like, it's nice I've been nominated, but now we're not winning, guys.
No,
we're not winning." And then it's like the realization. It takes like 10, 20 seconds for someone to realize, like, yeah, you've actually won.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Pardon? Oh, my name got called out. That's great, isn't it? Wait, what?
But everybody now is too busy talking about what's woke, what isn't woke. The Game Award's been bought off. No, they haven't, and all this bollocks. Instead of actually stuff that actually means something. Like, Astro Bot won Game of the Year. That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, like the fact that the guy got given an award for setting up a spreadsheet for people who lost their jobs, and.
That's a big deal.
That is a massive deal. That is a deal of like that guy deserves guy deserves the standing ovation he got. But also, it's something he shouldn't have had to do.
Yeah.
No one's calling out the fucking absolute fucking the speech from
the Larian guy.
Balatro,
just as in games. Balatro got nominated for a ridiculous amount of awards.
And won.
One guy. Built that game.
Yeah, one guy made that game. And he didn't make it to. He didn't build it to make $1 million, which he probably is now going to make. But he didn't do it for that. He was like, "This is a cool concept. I enjoy this.
I like it. I'm going to make it into a game.
I've got the tools to make it into a game.
I'm going to
make it a game and release it on Steam and see what people like it." And it exploded into what it is now. But no. The fucking because social media encourages and promotes rage bait and the bullshit. People will just do that.
Yeah.
Even though they have no intention of actually engaging in that genre or media, or it's like, no, I can just say. And also, by the way, calling something woke now is just a lazy, uninspired, and downright stupid.
Yeah, it's basically it's basically like calling somebody a Nazi now.
Yeah, you have the people who have gone around shouting that everything is woke. Congratulations, it now has no meaning because of you lot. Congratulations, you've just played yourself. And you are now just the man screaming at the moon.
I generally think that this is the worst part of the Game Awards now.
It's the reaction. It's not the Game Awards. It's the reaction.
Because
the reaction
now it's just like, will you just
hurt people who have no actual interest in the actual media.
The people like I've seen a lot of people who have like laughed and made fun of the Game Awards and then said shit about Astrobot.
Yeah.
And then they played Astrobot and then they're gone, yeah, this deserved to win the Game of the Year. Like, I've seen loads of people do it. Like, it's just like, because
you're complaining about something you've never played.
Yeah.
You don't know how good it is because you haven't played it.
And instead of like looking at how good Astrobot is and then setting that up and being like, yeah, this is the standard that we need to set, like, of like games, like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
Baldur's Gate, that is the standard, right? That is the standard, and I don't mean like what the games media, when they did win, came out with like, oh, you can't be expecting this all the time. No, a perfectly working game. I shouldn't be expecting a perfectly working game.
No, we don't expect. We do not expect Baldur's Gate 3 from every company. What we expect is what Baldur's Gate 3 does. It does not treat its players as idiots. It does not handhold them. It does not shy away from risky material.
Yeah.
It treats their. It's user base.
It is right. Even with like, one, it treats its players with respect, and number two, it is just it's a polished working.
It is a game built by people who wanted to make a very good game,
and that's it.
And by people who enjoyed the game.
Astrobot is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Astrobot is exactly the same.
The speech for the guy for the lead developer when they went up, you could tell they enjoyed making that game. They were so like thankful for all the people who went, yeah, you can put our things in your game.
If you play Astrobot, which I recommend that you do.
Yeah.
You play Astrobot. Like the first level, not the very first one, because the very first one is like the setup of the hub world, right? The first level that you do, the instant you go into there, you will have a smile on your face. And you will be able, you can tell for every second that you play that game, the love and like the craftsmanship that the people have put into that game, right? It's exactly like Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Right. It is exactly like the very second you start playing that game.
Yeah, we're not expecting like a Baldur's Gate 3, which is so well made and so well polished, but also like so well thought out that things that players will randomly just think to do actually work in the game.
Well, we're
not asking that. We're asking for a fully functioning game that is enjoyable. That's all we want. I feel like I feel like I'm back under the Mike Ashley era for Newcastle United, when we were literally like, no, we don't want a team that wins all the time. We want a team that wants to win.
Yeah,
that's all we want. That's actually all we want. If we get a team that wins all the time, that'd be great. But we don't. But that's not the need be all and end all. We know if that's possible.
Instead of talking about like things that we should be talking about, we're talking about a fucking trailer and whether it's woke or not.
A first look trailer, announcement trailer.
We're talking about the fact that like something that's woke, even though the story very clearly, if you've played any of the other games, very clearly show that character is going to be the protagonist eventually.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the next one or not, like eventually you are going to be that character. And instead of we're talking about that bollocks, and we're getting to the point now where rage bait is becoming the norm.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm getting a little bit worried with things, because even the fucking media are doing it.
Oh god, yeah.
Even the media are doing it now. Like, do you know how hard it was to find articles on just Black Myth Wukong winning things and not being rage bait about it not winning?
I can imagine.
Do you know how hard it was to find something?
Yeah.
Or an article on Astrobot winning it and it not being rage bait about how it shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
Or how it was rage bait, that it was like it's kicking down all the gamers and all that. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's like, grow up, all of you.
Yeah. You're
all fucking grown adults. This is ridiculous.
But no, social media encourages it.
The average person doesn't give a shit about the things that you are screaming about. The average person.
Yeah.
Right?
Not the gamers, T-Men.
Yeah. Not the gamers. The average person that plays video games doesn't care. Like, I do not care if my character is a woman in the next Naughty Dog. I don't care.
No.
I just want them to look cool. That's it.
Like I say, all I care is, are they a badass?
Yeah. And do they look cool? Because let's be honest. The Devil May Cry 1, if Dante wasn't cool and didn't look cool, nobody would have played that fucking game.
True. Yeah, this is the thing. It's like,
they need to look cool.
This is the thing. It's like they go on about like, oh, it's woke, but then these same people then jump on a picture of a game with lass in a sci-fi setting, but has ass showing and shakes the ass when she shoots, and they go, oh no, this should be banned and censored.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, pardon? You just
want?
Literally, you literally were on shouting at your fucking top of your lungs about how wokeness was shutting down your freedom of fucking speech, and then you instantly turn around to something that you don't like and then go, I don't want to see that. So I want everyone else. I want it to be banned and censored so that no one else can, because my feelings are more important than anyone else. Because I'm a child.
I'm spent.
Yeah,
I'm spent. This is why we're going to be doing monthly chats instead of weekly.
Yeah, because a lot of like, especially social media stuff, it's been negative as fuck. Yeah, I'm like,
social media is a horrible place to be on.
Yeah, it is. It is the worst. It is one of the worst creations ever made by man.
Like, social media will be the downfall of the humanity.
Yeah,
like we will die because of that.
Actually, no. Social media is not the worst creation. Making money off social media is the worst creation ever made by man.
Yeah,
and Twitch. Not Twitch. Anyway. Twitter. My God.
Yeah. But anyway,
the very fact that you can make fucking money now, off telling absolute bullshit with no. Do you know? Just as an example, right? Do you know flat earthers? Because I know you like to laugh at those people.
I love flat earthers. They're amazing.
There was a group that went to the Arctic.
Yeah.
To prove it was flat.
Yeah.
Right. They literally proved it was round.
Yeah, again.
Right? The people that went literally went, yeah, guys, I'm sorry, but like the evidence is right in front of us. The people who were just responding on fucking Twitter, oh my fucking God, you would have thought that they'd been betrayed by their nearest and dearest, and like another country had invaded their thing. The amount of vitriol and denial that was coming from it was just like, you are pilled. You are so far gone that there is no help for you.
You are in the Matrix.
You are
in the Matrix.
You are in the Matrix. You think you're in the Matrix. That's how far gone you've gone. You think that what you are in is a simulation, and there is no help for you. There is no help. I pray to God these people are not in positions of authority, because my dear God.
Right.
Anyway,
we're gonna end there.
Yeah.
On that little note. I do hope you've enjoyed this chat.
Yeah, we did.
The Game Awards was fun.
It was.
The Game Awards
was
fun.
Better than last year. I want the two Muppets to come back every year and roast Jeff all day. Like, for example, Jeff is Kojima's
friend. Does Kojima know that?
Does Kojima?
That was so good.
On some of the stuff they did about the games media and like the games industry, the CEOs and that. Like the CEOs, this Game Awards.
Yeah, I don't think there was a happy CEO at all.
Unless
the Capcom
honestly,
was there.
I found it on Twitter, but I recommend you go try and find it. The picture of Phil Spencer at the Game Awards.
Yeah, he probably didn't even want to be there.
He was not a happy chappy.
He probably didn't even want to be there.
Oh my God. And also, like, just the fact that, like, we pointed out, like, the head of Larian, but there was a bunch of other ones that were literally, like, really just, like, getting in on the current culture in the AAA game industry of, like, it's the trend chasing and the fact that the monetization, the firing of people so that they hit their quotas of profits and all that. It is one of the most enjoyable things, because those people deserve to be squirming in their seats. Because as we've said before, the management of certain major companies in the game industry do not have a fucking clue about the industry they're in.
Yes,
and I would also include Phil Spencer into that, because
I mean he's gone on record and saying really stupid things.
Yeah, for example. But anyway, we're digressing again. We need to wrap up.
Yes, I do hope you enjoyed this chat, and we will see you in the next one, which will probably be after the New Year.
Yeah. So to those of you that celebrate, Merry Christmas
and Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year. And we will. And if you don't, just hope this next couple of weeks are good for you.
Yay! You can't see it, but we've got our thumbs up.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Toodles.